However, maybe I will sew.
This is
So,
true. You have not been
but
doing the EPP in a
watch.
minute.
Ha 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 ha. Look at my eyes, my glasses, the ring light.
You, you have a ring light on. I have a ring light behind me, but it's not like on.
I
But
need it to be able to see what I'm sewing.
I
And
understand.
these are, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Suzanne is on. Hello, Suzanne.
Hello. Oh, we're on. This is for
We're
reals.
on. We are.
Okay.
It is moo moo o'clock and high noon o'clock,
Moo
and
moo o'clock.
we're good to go.
I do have an energy drink. I'm like, I
We
don't
have
know if I can
moo
do
moo
that.
o'clock like daily in my house. Sometimes I
Moo
don't get out of
moo
the moo
o'clock.
moo if I don't leave. I just change into a new one, if that.
If
If
I can't
depends
even
on how I'm
think
feeling that
thinking
day.
about moo moo o'clock. Oh my
This
gosh.
is a sewing show, by the way,
Why?
but we do it in our pajamas while drinking high noons because it's Friday night. So why not?
Oh heavens. I mean,
Hi,
yeah,
Jan.
this
Hi,
is
AB.
we we sew a little. We're
I'm cutting today.
trying to sew.
Chantel, I can you replicate the noise that you made when I told you I was going to cut on the internet tonight? Is that
It was
possible?
no, but
It was like she's like, that was a
uh,
supportive grunt. And
that was it was super supportive,
it was very
clearly.
supportive.
I was like, that
Very.
is supposed to be a supportive sound. It was bad. It was not,
So
I
my
mean, as supportive as a grunt can be.
my 5-year-old picked out fabric when we were in Canada at quilt shops, and she wants to make a quilt. So we also have Tula Pink, but I figured her quarter-inch seam was probably going to suck the first go around. So
Oh,
we're using the not Tula Pink fabric for the first one, and I think she's maybe going to get like 30 minutes in a single session. I think that's as long as
you
her
didn't buy like a
attention's going to
charm
be.
pack or something for her to put together?
No, she wanted the yardage. She liked the yardage. We also have some canvas that's strawberries, so we can make her a bag. She like inhales strawberries.
Mm,
Like,
my
yeah,
kids do too.
like all children do. I
It's
never get a real
expensive.
strawberry. I only get you gotta get them at Aldi. Good price at Aldi, man. But
Costco, buy them in the 2 to 4 pound containers.
yes. Suzanne says that's the only way to sew on a Friday night. Apparently with a drink and in your moo.
Drinking a
We
moo
need to be sponsored by Walmart Moo and High Noon. These are who
high
we need as
noon,
a
and
sponsor.
now I have an energy drink with me tonight, and Alani, thanks to
I
TikTok.
don't think I would sleep if I did an energy drink this late at night.
It is what it is, and
Yes,
at this
I don't
point,
know.
I ran out of high noons, so
I
I
had my husband go get me some. He's like, I'm only getting you 4-pack. I'm like, that's all I need, man.
I thought I had
All
more
I
in
need.
the fridge, and then there was this big brisket in there, courtesy of you guys. And apparently the box was empty. I did to myself what I hate what my children do to me.
Oh, where you put the box back and don't realize
I
that
did.
there's
I
nothing
went
in
to get
it?
into the box and it was, yeah. So John's like, the box was empty. I was like, that is really
Horrible.
unfortunate. I
Horrible.
have some of the tequila ones. I don't really like the tequila ones.
I was forced to drink the tequila ones at a wedding recently, and it wasn't the worst thing in the world.
No, it wasn't the worst thing, but I'm not getting one for tonight either. So, I mean, I'm drinking the grapefruit flavor over the tequila
Ugh.
ones. I
Yeah,
know.
we all know how we feel about that.
We all know how we feel about the grapefruit one.
Why do they even make it? It's like the filler that nobody wants.
It's so disappointing.
I know. Somebody must like it. Somebody. I don't know who these somebodies are, but so the fun thing about buying fabric in Canada is you're buying it by the meter. So I got half meters of things,
Hmm.
which means instead of 5-inch squares, I'm going to cut 6-inch squares
Oh, that's a good point. Look at all
because
your
I
little
have like
cans there
19
in the back.
inches
I
here.
know. Why doesn't High Noon sponsor us? Probably
Those
because we're not popular, but whatever.
those are
That's a
fresh.
technicality.
Those are definitely fresh to be drank tonight. I
Oh,
already have
sure.
one and a half down.
When I
So we're
came
gonna have
down
a
here,
good
there were
night
three
tonight.
empty ones. I was like, I need to start taking out my trash. Oh,
Adam was
also, guys,
like,
look at my ring light and my glasses.
I know. I
This
can't do
is
ring light
great.
with glasses on. It doesn't
You
go
know,
very well.
I didn't buy the expensive lenses with these. These are just like Zenny glasses. And
Yeah.
it's a problem because it turns out I really love these glasses. So
Are those your giant ones?
yeah, these are my EPP ones
That's funny.
because I can look in all directions without seeing my frames. So
See,
I use them for playing music all summer. They were great.
I need to do like a wide, like cat eye if possible situation. Otherwise, it makes my chin look even more square than it already is. And that's no
I
fun.
can't do a cat eye because I'm already so pointy that it makes everything like
It's like backwards,
it is.
you and I. It's all good.
Hi,
But yeah,
we're gonna sew tonight.
well, I'm
We're gonna
cutting.
give it a shot.
I'm gonna cut things
If I'm
for a
looking
little
down there,
while.
I'm looking at your comments. Everybody's on a footstool.
It is. It's all good. But yeah, let's see. Oh, how can kids all eat the Irish berries? I don't know what an Irish berry is.
Yeah, what are the Irish
I
berries?
don't know.
I should know this. Feels like
Chantel
something I
made
should
me
know.
pick her cherry tomatoes when
I
I was
did because
there
of
a
Lord
couple weeks ago.
Voldemort.
You have to explain this story.
Well, okay, so there was this terrifying snake on my porch.
Okay, so she tells me this is a snake, and then a week later I see a picture of the snake, and I then realize that we're not talking about a little snake.
Mhm.
We are talking about like a I'm gonna eat you
Like a
snake.
six
Like
foot
huge
plus
black
fat
giant snake.
hubby was really upset about it. My dog. Um, it's the only dog I have that doesn't sound like a human name, so I got that going for me.
There's that.
I was freaking out. There was nobody to save me. I'm like, John, this is not a drill. Like, you have to burn the house down. Come home now. It's on the
Oh
front
goodness.
porch. It was like on my patio.
It was huge. It was like about to like any closer and it would have just slithered right into your front door. Like
Ugh.
that's how close this thing
Ugh.
was. Ugh, yeah.
So, and I
So
already
she
have a
calls
thing
it Lord
against dirt,
Voldemort, and I'm
nature. Well,
thinking
yeah, because I
she's
don't
just
want to
like
call it by its name,
overreacting.
snake.
I'm thinking she's just overreacting, and then I see the picture and I'm like, oh yeah, I wouldn't want to be in my garden after that either.
Even though the
That would
garden is
scare the bejesus
technically
out of me.
all the way around the house in the
Oh,
back. But
they move. They don't
yeah,
just
so
stay in
I
one
wanted
spot.
nothing to do with that. But anyways, you picked my cherry tomatoes and they were
I
delicious.
did. They were yummy. I
They
had to eat
were
one
delicious.
as
So,
payment.
um, there's a lot more tomatoes out there now, and I'm like, well,
Make
it's too
John do it
bad.
with his good arm.
It's like, oh yeah, because our husbands are broken still.
I know. Mine still is like half back at work, not all the way.
John's all the way back at work, so much
That's
so
remarkable.
that people thought that they were going to be making meals for us this week, and I told you this already. I was like, John, you did too good at work. Nobody brought us meals, not even a crappy lasagna. He's like, you could have pretended to suffer a little more so that our friends would have brought us some food so that I didn't have to cook. That would have
There you
been
go.
great.
I've
Brittany
been
would have
doing
brought me a lasagna.
I've been doing the dishes all week because my husband can't get his hand wet because he still has stitches in it. And
John was
so
changing his dressing and showing me
that's not going very
pictures,
well.
and I'm like,
Oh yeah,
oh.
I saw pictures
The
of my
men were
husband's
sharing
thing.
pictures. So,
They were
my husband's birthday was on Sunday,
Sunday.
and you guys were coming through town, so you came over, and yeah, they're sharing like war stories. Like
It was highly entertaining.
it was. They were
It
both
was.
broken.
They were. It was
And we read a lot of books about like men that are having
so
injuries much worse, but
we have a
tolerate it
joke.
much better.
We joke often. So Chantel's husband just turned 40, mine is 45. And in the books we read, like the minimum age for men is like 500. And
Yeah,
they're
because
like
they're like Fae and things like that.
they're fully functional, like human beings can run the household on their own, are not going to do dumb shit that
Mhm.
results in stupid injuries. And we're like, they're just too young. We need to give them
They're too
another
young. They're
450
only
years.
40 and 45. They're mere children.
I know they're not fully matured yet. It takes about 500 years. For women, 25 to 30, men 500 minimum. Like, and then we're okay. Then we're on the same level. That's why we can have a 22-year-old with a 500
Right.
and it's
Well,
not creepy. They're just at the same level of maturity. That's all it
and
is.
now that I think about that, that is really weird. It
Oh,
takes us
goodness.
22 years to mature. It takes a man 500 years, clearly.
I know, right? Both of us got married before our frontal lobes were fully developed. And yet
No.
we're still
And
married.
here we
So I think
are,
we did pretty good. I think,
I think.
all things considered.
There's a strong thinking property there. So you're cutting this stuff for Lily.
I am. So she has been asked like every day, she's been asking, when can we do this? And the weekdays are just a little too crazy to do it. So I'm
I feel
like,
that.
we're just gonna do it on the weekend. It'll be fine. I'm kind of stranded at the house anyway, so we'll just do it then. So she's very much looking forward to it. But let me put this up so you can see my
I
face.
haven't sewn in so
Um,
long.
but
Do I
she
even remember how to
just,
do this?
I don't know. She just is not gonna, I don't think she'll have that big of attention span for it. If she's anything like Angela, Angela was like half an hour tops to start. Granted, I don't think, like,
Yeah.
I don't see the same indications of potential ADHD in Lily the way I did with
Mm-mm.
Angela.
No.
So I think maybe it might be a little different with her, but who knows? But
Yeah, Brittany's talking about the Irish berries being that
oh,
John would like shop from Costco and bring stuff
oh yes,
home, and Brittany would be over there with her kids, and they would just like mow down all the berries. It
that's
was
funny.
it was pretty excellent because the whole having to like cook and feed children thing, not
Not fun.
not my priority.
Lily would
Maybe
like
I need to be
survive.
500 years old too to be able to catch on to the fact that people eat 3 times a day.
You know, it's overrated.
I mean, I enjoy it personally, being
I
able to
don't.
eat.
I don't think I eat 3 times a day. I think I eat maybe two,
I think I eat like 7, more like a hobbit.
but yeah, usually if I'm like usually not eating until I make it to the coffee shop. And then they have these adult Lunchables, which really I could totally
Charcuterie
do
boards.
myself. I could do this myself and meal prep and have my entire lunch ready to go, but it's more fun to just buy it. And
Right. Don't kill the
it's
small joys, right?
it's
Like,
literally just like chicken that's been seasoned decently and then chopped, and then like a sliced up cucumber, an assortment of berries, some cherry tomatoes,
hmm.
and something to dip it all in, and a hard-boiled egg that they pre-peeled for you, and a string cheese. And like this is perfect. It's like this big, and I'm
I
full,
love that.
and it's got protein, and it's nothing in there that isn't healthy for you, and like
Wait, it
real
doesn't come
food.
with the cookie?
Well, it does not. This
Not a
is There's
Lunchable.
this place near us called Prep to Table.
Oh,
And so the coffee shop I'm at, their food license is only for like coffee. Like nothing can be prepared there. So everything they bring in has to be prepared elsewhere.
gotcha.
So they order a set amount of these a week, and then, they just kind of go through them. And it's just, I don't know. It's like my favorite lunch ever.
Do they pull them aside for you at this point?
They do not. They have run out before and it makes me sad. But I'll probably go there tomorrow with Lily for a while because, you know, Angela's got stuff and I don't want to.
It's the
You can
God
only
down
sit
here. I
around
think I'm
so
having a
long,
hot
you know.
flash.
Welcome to the club, man. I walked in today after picking up Angela from dance, and my husband goes, "You smell like you just came from the gym." And I'm like, "I drove in a hot car. That's all I did. Thanks so much. I love you too."
You're like, I exercise. Not, I did
I did not
not.
even do that. Let's
I mean,
see.
my glasses are fogging up on me.
All right. Mary says her granddaughter eats her breakfast, second breakfast, brunch, lunch, snack, second snack,
Hmm.
supper, second supper, snack, snack, and bedtime snack.
I feel
Oh,
that.
Mary, I hear you. They never stop. This is true. Lily is the youngest of my children. Um, she is 5. And then I have an 11-year-old who started sewing when she was 5. And I actually have a video where we sewed for the first time together. I probably should set up a camera for this one just for shits and giggles.
Just so you
Um,
have it. I mean,
yeah.
like, we always miss the second kid stuff.
Oh my gosh, I took a picture of Angela every single week, every single Thursday, because she was born on a Thursday, on a quilt that my aunt made her, and it chronicalized her growing over the course of the year.
Oh, that's so
I
cute.
took one picture of Lily. One.
Oh gosh.
And granted, it was a pandemic. She was 6 weeks old when the pandemic
And
started,
you were
and she had
unusually busy during the
she had some
pandemic.
she had some health stuff going on too, like right at the beginning, and because it was a rough delivery. But it's just like I failed. I
No,
definitely did that second child fail.
you just
No
second
question.
childed. Second childing is a thing.
Is it? That
It
makes me feel
is.
better, considering you have three.
Yeah, well, by the third one, I was doing it all over again, so that barely counts, but
Yeah.
I gotten
But
rid of everything.
I had gotten rid of the first year's worth of clothes because I didn't think I could have another baby. I was like just letting go of it and like accepting fate. And then turns out that was not
Oh
how it
yeah,
worked out.
Brittany's, oh my God, really? One? Her baby turned one today.
Oh my gosh.
I
I
can't
can't
believe that. The
imagine
kid
how you
learned to
could do
crawl on
four.
my floor. She's like, he can't crawl. And then he just started crawling like immediately that moment.
Aw,
It was amazing
that's
and
exciting.
hilarious.
Just when you say they can't do a thing, they
Once
do the thing.
it, oh, he can't do that. He's never done that.
Prove you wrong.
Yep.
Ugh,
Oh, I miss Brittany. I
this is
miss you,
taking
Brittany. I
a
guess I
lot
can
less
say it to the
time
camera.
than I thought it would be. I'm gonna need something else to do tonight. But anyway,
Ironing.
I mean, I could iron all these.
You could do your Tula Nova because you're on the 10-year plan there.
That would mean I need to think about what I'm doing with the Chulanova.
Mm,
I think I have to cut things before I can do more. And that is going to require figuring out like what solids am I supposed to use and organizing
that's fair.
all
I'm
of
at that
the
point too with mine
stripes and
dropping everything.
yeah.
I
I can make sure everything is right side up because that is not something I don't think a 5-year-old is going to understand.
no.
To flip things going the right way.
I
To do that.
I clearly haven't been hand sewing. My calluses are not up to
They're not there
par.
anymore.
No. I was at the point where I didn't need my thimble at all because I was, doing this block of the month, which has now become like a block of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still on month 3. This thing is just
It's
ridiculous.
huge. That thing is huge.
It
That's
is
gigantic.
just an unmanageable amount. I mean, this coming from a person that she's just hand sewing. An
All the time.
unmanageable amount of hand sewing per month for any human that has a job or people to take care of. Unless this is what you're doing, this is not like hobby level.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah, I suppose.
There are some people, like 5 of them maybe, that
That are
are
actually caught up.
still on track. Yeah. And the rest of us are like, we're Team Turtle. I'm on month 2. I'm on
I
month
feel
4.
like to like that's something that's really easy where if you don't do it for a couple days, you can just feel really guilty about it. Like I'm so far behind because I'm not doing XYZ.
Wait, I have enough stuff to be guilty about. I had to like put this in the corner and literally just be like, nope, it's okay to not be on the schedule. Just appreciate that there is a pattern of what you're going to do next. You don't have to think about it. Like my Tula Nova, I'm kind of doing on a whim. Like I'm
Hmm.
feeling what it needs next and I'm
And going
coming
with
up with
that.
the plan. It's
Yeah.
not patterned for me. like what I am going to use for the fabric and what pieces I'm going to cut out of what. I'm appreciative that this is already mapped out for me, but maybe not in time,
Yeah,
just in direction. But it took a while to get to that point.
I understand that.
Yeah. And you guys have all heard of it. I mean, I've been whining about this stupid block of the month forever.
I had a very hilarious Zoom this week. So my kids were
Oh,
home this week.
that one?
Not that Zoom. I had two hilarious Zooms this week. Two. I'll tell the first one
Oh
first because
no.
the I'll do the second one in a minute and I'll pull up my Wi-Fi, my photo of it.
Here's just to make
Um,
sure I think we're on our regulars over here. I'm looking at our roster and
yes,
it's very clear that y'all have been with us for a long
a
time. So
minute.
you'll
You've been here a
appreciate
minute.
this. This is
So
good.
no, I'll tell the funny one first. So
No, no,
I
no, no.
am
Tell us the other one first and then go to
okay.
the funny one
So
because
I'm on a Zoom with somebody from Human Resources at University of Iowa because my company does some work with them. And she's like, "Is that as I'm down here working because my kids are home all week. It was like the week where of no camp right before school starts, and I was just trying to like have a quiet space. So they're seeing all the quilts behind me. They're like, "Is that like a background?" I'm like, No, that's real." And so then I have to explain like what I did before this job and that I'm people know it's weird and it's always weird to say I'm a quilting celebrity. People know who I am. It's just like the weirdest thing to explain.
yeah,
So she's like, "You're making me feel like I need to do more stuff." And I was like, "Well, it was like my job. So, you know,
you
it's
do
part
have
of
an
it."
excess amount of quilts over there that you've
Yes, I
done
do. Well, I mean, this is only part of it. I mean, it goes on quite a bit. But
forever and ever and ever.
it's a
Amen.
lot. It's a lot. So then I had to have that conversation. So that was funny Zoom. And then also I'm doing a writing course and they have
This
Zooms
is the
throughout.
funny one.
This is the funny one. So they have Zooms throughout the week that you can pop in on. And
You should
I
probably
often
explain just in case anybody. So you've been taking this writing course with
Yes, because
Novelry.
it's called the Novelry, and I basically I have two books written, and I'm working on getting it's a trilogy. The first one
Like a
ready to
romanticy
submit.
style.
Yeah, like ready to submit to a literary agent. That's why I joined this. I want to like get it as good as I can get it, go through their process, and then they actually work with you to get connected with the literary agent and see if you can get it published. So that's my goal with this. Within 2026, I want to
And
hopefully
it's gonna
land a literary
happen.
agent. And so this is my goal. And but there's all these Zooms, and I really kind of felt this week like it was when I was starting to quilt. Because when I was learning to quilt, I took every single quilting class that was offered in my area. I made sure I was at 1 to 2 a month, did not care what the technique was. I was just there to learn and soak up as much as I could. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing right
Sponge
now.
mode.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care what it is. I'm going to get in on this Zoom, listen to what they have to say, see if there's like a
She got
kernel of
in on
it
that
that
Zoom.
I can take. So I often am listening while I'm doing other tasks because it's like, at 9 a.m. when I'm supposed to be working. So I'm like thinking, I'm sitting in bed doing my work for like 30 minutes,
In
like at
what?
least half an hour doing this. I'm like thinking that I do not have my camera on, that I just have my mute and no camera. And this is what I look like. I'm wearing
She
a
looked like a
muumuu.
little hospital patient.
I'm in my bed. That's my headboard behind me. I look ridiculous. And I'm not paying attention very clearly because my eyes are going, in very other directions that are not paying attention to the people who are talking. I'm just like, it's like when you listen to a
You
podcast and
did
you're
not realize your
at work.
camera was running
And
that
then I'm
entire
like,
time.
yeah. And then I'm like texting Chantel and I was like, oh shit, Chantel. I'm wearing a muumuu
Ooh.
and I'm live on Zoom and I didn't know my camera was going. She's
It was
like,
like
which
another
muumuu?
supportive grunt.
She goes, which muumuu? So then I sent her the picture and she's like, oh God. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's really
I mean, to
bad.
be fair, that is a fair question. Was it a winter moo or a summer moo? Like what moo are we talking about? Like your plaid moo is not so bad, right? Like
Look,
it
at least it wasn't like
and wasn't your ratty tatty nightgown?
I also have, no, that one has not in the rotation anymore, although I still have it. Although that would have been shown way too much off. Let me tell you, that thing is threadbare. But I have another one that I got fairly recently that has like spaghetti straps. And because the girls like are rather large, like that would have been more embarrassing, I think, than being
Oh
in
my
this movement.
God.
But I literally am on this Zoom with people from all over the world talking about their novels and writing, and I'm half paying attention because I'm doing tasks, that don't require, every ounce of brain power. And
You
I'm in bed wearing a pink Walmart moo that was $10.
you
And I'm like, oh
ruined
my God.
the
Oh my
first
God.
rule of Zoom. Is your camera on? Is your microphone on? I don't even know how to
Microphone
use
was
Zoom.
off. My
But
microphone was off. I did that correctly.
oh my God.
And then I'm like, oh shit. And I like immediately like turn the camera off and text Chantel because I can't do anything embarrassing without telling Chantel
No,
immediately.
it's true. We because
Immediately.
it's nice to share in the pity and joy of all things
Yes,
ridiculous with
pretty much.
somebody who will like appreciate and understand and also laugh at you,
Oh
but
yeah,
like
pretty
isn't
much.
going to hurt you about it.
Yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at.
That's
So
where
I
we're at.
had a lovely, lovely moment where I felt
Oh,
great. And
which
these
moo
things,
moo. You know what? I'm really sorry for that comment. That was not
no,
the right question
it
in that
was,
moment.
no, it was perfect. It was the perfect question for that moment. Oh goodness. This is like, so sometimes I write Chantel text messages the way I would if I was like writing it in a novel just for funsies. And we have this running joke that in my kitchen I have this book called How to Make a Plant Love You, and it's right next to two dead plants. And, and
I
my
have the
husband
same thing going on
my
this
husband
week.
commented on that, and I was like, that's something that I would totally like write as a character thing. And he's like, yeah, but like to show how like wildly disheveled they are. And I'm like, I'm not disputing that.
I'm not
I know what
disputing
I
the
know who I
possible
am.
dishevelment of the character at task
Oh,
here. Well, and
oh,
then
hi
you came
Liz.
over and you brought that up, and I had this book called like "Lose the Stuff, Keep the Memories," and it was
And
just
she
in
has
this
stuff everywhere.
cluttered pile of shit on my counter.
It went no, it was lovingly displayed. It was hilarious. And
It's a library book, so of
meanwhile,
course it's
Chantel has
not
stuff
buried.
everywhere.
But yeah, it was in a pile, um, a displayed pile. It was yeah, it was a thing.
It was a thing. It was a thing.
It was a thing. I was like, clearly I haven't finished the book.
You
Even
could tell that you had started it. You had good intentions.
I finished the book now,
Yeah.
and nothing got better yet. So, the
I was,
intentions of decluttering are there. The hard thing
thought
is
you told
getting it
me.
out of the house. I can't manage to get the stuff out of the my husband's broken. He's my like carrier of all the things.
Your husband's been broken for a week and a half. That's not your only excuse.
I know, but I didn't finish the
You
book
can claim
before a
it for
week and a
right
half
now.
ago.
This is true.
Like this is the first self-help book I've read about decluttering. I've read them all.
I'm sure. I did the whole KonMari thing for a while.
I
That's how
might
I
go
ended up
back into
getting,
that book just to follow the list of
that's
what
how I
to
ended
do
up
when.
getting rid of all the baby stuff in a bunch of books, like a whole
Does it
bunch of
bring you
books.
joy? At this
Um,
point, nothing is. I just want to hide in my basement and sew all day if I could. That would bring me joy.
I want to be an
In your
author,
bed reading.
reading or writing. They keep saying in this course, write no more, no less than an hour a day, which I have a hard time keeping it to just an hour. But I mean, it makes sense. You got to live your life in order to
Oh my God,
have stuff in there.
writing. I couldn't.
But they have
I
this,
wouldn't.
they're like, you take bits from your life. And I've already told the story about how like I wrote one of my funniest scenes after I took my kids to Costco and I made my characters behave like my kids in Costco to show that they couldn't stand each other, but they were pretending to not stand each other. And I think it was hilarious and spot on because I basically pretended they were like my 11 and 5-year-old. But
Yep.
I do other stuff too, though. Like I like,
What other stuff do you do?
well, like for example, these characters, they're
Oh,
very
I meant like what other like activities do you do at this point? Because I'm pretty sure you moo moo and write.
activities. I moo, I write, I work, I drive my children places.
Ugh,
Um,
driving the children places. I'm
I have
there.
had to do all of the dishes since my husband got sick or hurt his hand. Currently, Liz, I am fussy cutting right now. Because my 5-year-old wants to make a quilt. So she picked out her own fabric, and this fabric is fussy cuttable. So I'm just going to cut as many flowers out of this as I can so that she's got some fun stuff to play with. So
Mary is asking about the Alani products. So they're an energy drink, but they're not like over the top energy. They're like slightly more than a cup of coffee type energy. But I'm not really sure what's in them because truthfully, it's like no sugar, no protein, 3 grams of carbohydrates, which is less than a percentage of your daily value, some sodium, 10 calories, and a bunch of B vitamins, and
so it's
no
chemicals,
juice. But yet,
chemicals and
yeah,
caffeine.
it has ginseng and it has I can't really. They're actually really tasty though. I kind of wish though that I had some diet ginger ale to cut it with because after drinking so many high noons in my lifetime now, these are very flavorful,
Yeah.
like comparatively. So,
Have you
I
drank
just bought it by
liquid
the
death
can though. What?
ever? Have you ever had liquid death, like flavored
That
water and
sounds like
flavored
something I should
teas?
avoid.
No, it's just flavored water and flavored teas, but they look
Oh,
like you're drinking tall boys. They have them at the coffee shop I typically work from. And my routine is
I'm so jealous of your flavor of high noon. I'm sorry.
I know I got the 4 pack of this only,
I'm looking at my
but
grapefruit over here, like
I cannot
drinking the energy drink
do
instead.
that.
Ugh.
But yeah, so I start off with my adult Lunchable and a Americano with oat milk, ice, 16 ounce. They know me. I'm very predictable every single day. Then when I'm done with that, I go for the liquid death and I go for the agave iced tea. And then depending on how long I'm there, I will do a second. And
Tell me about the time that you did
I love
like the
that.
quad shot of.
Oh yes, I texted Chantel and I was like, I regret my life choices. My hands were literally shaking. Like, you want a quad? And I was like, why not? Let's try it. I can have two Americanos and be fine
You
because I
can't
drink them
have.
over a longer amount of time. So it's still the same amount of caffeine, but just spread out. If I have one and there's four in it, Stephanie looks like she needs a fix.
Stephanie looks
And
washed
she's
out.
doing this and she's dying and her pulse is racing. And I'm like, what did I do to myself? This was not a good decision. Give me water now, please. Thank you. But yeah,
That's.
I'm literally like texted Chantel a
You're like,
picture of
oh my
like the
God.
4X, and she was like, "Why did you do that to yourself?" And I'm like, "Clearly, I was not thinking clearly when I
This is
made this
like
choice."
adult going to the bar, like going to the coffee shop and agreeing to the 4 shots of espresso in your drink, as opposed to like saying, yeah, I'll take that shot in the top of my beer. You know, it's.
Yeah. Apparently,
It,
Mary has to be careful because she has kidney disease.
oh,
Yeah, that would be
yeah.
bad. We
Oh,
don't want to
let's
mess
see.
that
I
up.
think it's 200 milligrams of caffeine. 200.
The fact that you can do it with diabetes, that's
It has like
something.
no sugar or anything in there.
Yeah,
Has some sugar alcohol. I don't have trouble with um like high noons and things like that though when it comes to or other like spirit based drinks and my diabetes. But
interesting.
some people have trouble with other things. Like I am extremely sensitive to rice.
Really.
So rice, the littlest bit will just shoot my blood sugar up like wild.
I I have warned my husband, by the way, that you are coming to our house in September and that you're probably staying and we are probably going to be in rare form and he's just going to have to deal with that.
I can't
So
wait.
it's our 100-year anniversary of our sorority. Although I
I
have
hope to not
literally,
be in too bad a shape. It is on a Friday night after all.
oh, it is on a Friday night, isn't it? We maybe won't be able to do ours live that night.
I feel like it's only until 9 o'clock, and I don't know. It
Maybe we can
depends
go
on
out
who's there,
Saturday.
right? Like
This is true.
Saturday, there is other stuff on the quad, and I just can't live like I used to live. I don't
Are you gonna
want to
renew
live
your
like
wedding
that.
vows? You mean you don't want to like drink while we get ourselves all ready and then go out once we've already 3 drinks in?
I mean,
You can't do that anymore?
I don't think so. I mean, you can't do a quad shot at of coffee.
This is
So
accurate.
clearly, drinking before we go to an event is
I also can't sit in my bed all day because that bothers my back. And then I can't sleep at night. I'm so
We're doing
old.
good.
We're like falling apart, Chantel.
I know. It's okay though,
Us and our
because
husbands,
we're doing that together.
we are. I literally showed up at Chantel's house with a brisket and was like, "Welcome to the club, John."
He's just like holding this bag of brisket, like this little like rubber
He was so
bag.
excited.
He
He was
was.
genuinely excited to receive a brisket for his 40th birthday. And I was like, "Oh man, we're old."
And then he was explaining how this was the right kind of brisket.
Which is good because I did not know. I was just like, just get the smallest one you
But
can find because I don't know what's
oh
what.
my God, I just thought that was so funny because he's like explaining to you guys why this is the right kind of brisket to
I'm
have.
glad that he enjoyed it because I didn't know what I was
Well,
doing.
I'll let you know tomorrow how it turns out because
It's
it's
getting
getting,
cooked up.
it's getting cooked right now. It
Oh,
is out
yummy.
there. I'm going to be smelling that all night long.
Oh, I smelled it when I showed up. The chicken he had made. Like
Oh
we
yeah,
pulled
no,
up to
he
our
does a
house and you
good
could smell
chicken.
the chicken. And I was like, well, that's gonna be good. But
I I miscounted. You know when you're English paper piecing and you face all of the pieces and it kind of takes forever. And so you don't want to make the mistake of like making more pieces than you needed to.
you
I
have
made
one less
like
than you need.
I made 10 extra,
What? That's quite a bit.
at least 10 extra. I only need four and I don't know what I don't know. I got into a pattern and I just kept making pieces apparently. So now I have to take these all apart because I need these pieces. It's just really disappointing because they're all fussy cut and fussy basted so that the lines are perfectly across each piece.
That is annoying.
I know.
All right.
I'm I'll double check my paperwork to make sure that I didn't pre-base them for something else, but I'm so behind on this project that I honestly can't remember if I needed to make extra pieces for another segment of the quilt.
So I don't know if this would be helpful for you, but so like my writing and quilting brains are milding all the time now. Um, they suggested that I get like a notebook to keep all my thoughts for
Oh,
my
I have
novel
a
in.
notebook. I have 30
And
notebooks. That's the problem.
I've been cheating a little bit. Like it's just supposed to be for my novel ideas, but I already have a novel written. Like I need to add things like give Kenrick chest hair. Like that's the level I'm at for like things that need to get added. And I'm not getting random ideas on let's do this, that, or the other thing. And so I'm also taking notes for like all my courses in here. But I feel like you need something like that so like you can like jot down I cut XYZ.
No, I used
And
to
then
be
this is your
so
project
good in my
notebook.
brain.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I
we
had
got old.
always had this very visual kind of extraordinary ability to memorize things,
I
and
get that,
I'm
but when you like
losing
set
it.
something down for a while, it's hard to come back to it, I feel
Yeah, but
like.
I used to be able to just, and I just can't anymore.
Yeah, you have children that you're responsible for, and it's just you can only do so
I
much.
know. I know. I need to write it all down in one of the 50,000 notebooks that I have and like choose one notebook and stick to it. Did you cut something wrong? You
No,
look confused.
I'm
Oh,
fussy cutting and I was trying to figure out I had like cut a little further and so I couldn't center it the way I was and I was just kind of like, forget it, I'm just gonna start on the other edge and we'll deal with
I
that
was
in a minute.
looking into your soul and was seeing concern, like a thinking, and I
So,
couldn't decide
okay,
if that was thinking whoops or thinking planning.
when I'm writing my characters,
Hmm.
the telltale sign that they know each other really well is when they can look at a facial feature and understand exactly what is going through their brain. And that just happened.
He's like,
Uh,
she's
when
pondering.
they're confused about what someone's thinking, they don't know each other well enough yet. They're not in love yet. But you are
We're in
my
love,
platonic
though.
soulmate. You're my platonic soulmate. You can look at me on a Zoom and be like, Stephanie screwed
You're
something up.
like this big on the screen, and I'm like,
Stephanie messed
she
something
had a
up.
unique pause there. She's pondering. Turning 40 equals mansplaining brisket. That's John.
That is
He
definitely
wasn't
John.
even mansplaining. He was like
He was
educating.
excitedly sharing his knowledge.
It was
Very
so
excitedly.
neurodivergent, like
I like,
excitement of sharing all the things that I know. Like, it was great.
he was very excited about it.
I'm still sweating profusely. This is great.
So am I. And I'm even in the basement where it's cool. Like, I don't like,
Yeah, and
my
you're
goodness
in
gracious.
like a summer moo.
I am. I'm a hot mess, is what
That
I
is
am.
what that is what a hot flash is, really.
Yeah, basically.
A hot mess. We are the hot mess.
Very, very accurate.
So accurate.
But
So you're fussy cutting all of this, but for your
I mean,
5-year-old.
I am and I'm not. Like, I'm just trying to make sure that there's a flower somewhere in the block. Obviously, I'm
Okay.
not worrying about it being center because it's her first quilt. It's going to be a hot mess. But she got
I
this
don't know.
fabric.
She's pretty particular, I think.
This is like
Like,
the big, hero print. I want it to be cute for her. So, and really, like the whole reason why I didn't want to do it earlier in the week is because I wanted to take time to cut for her. I didn't want to just like
slap it
boom into
across
it. Yeah.
the, yeah.
Well, and at first I thought I would do Tula because she picked out some really cute Tula
Mm-mm.
while she was there. But then I was like, no, let's at least have her
Practice
use a
sewing
sewing
a line.
machine before I get out the really pretty stuff.
Oh, that's
But
probably a good thought because I mean, the prices of things are just going up, up, up. That's going to be some expensive, replacement of fabric
oh,
value
I don't
with,
care about that. Like
well, I'm,
I have over 500 Tula fat quarters over there.
I mean,
Where did I buy it?
I have a
I
few.
was in, so I did a Alaskan quilting cruise and we went to two stores in Vancouver. This one was on, what was it called? Something Island, Granville Island, I think it is. And it's really cool. It was all artisan shops. Like there's nothing, like everything there is locally owned.
Oh
And
yeah, that's right.
so
I remember you telling
it
this.
was really a really fun place to go visit and check out. And like buses aren't allowed to park there. Like there's a stop where they can go and then they have to go back out right away. And it was a really fun place to go check out
That's
and
super cool.
see everything. And they had this whole kids market where it was like this whole building that was just full of kids stores and it was really kind of fun because my kids were needing a break from other things,
Adult things all the
adult
time.
things, yeah. So it was fun. I had a blast at that store. It was pretty fun. Um, I mean, they have, everything you would expect to have at a quilt shop, but then they also had some Aboriginal designers and
Like
a local
local.
designer.
Yeah.
It was someone who was local to them who did a collection with a major place. So it was
Oh,
really
that's
fun.
cool.
But yeah. But yeah, so that was fun. We went into and out of Vancouver. So that was our the guys, whenever we do a trip with RG Travels, they like to have um the a coach bus take you from the hotel. We all stay at the ho same hotel the night before, and then we take the coach bus to get to the ship together. So that keeps our group together, and then we get to visit one or two quilt shops on the way in, already buying some goodies.
That was,
And
yeah.
so that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
I have that owl. You bought that really big owl project bag
Yeah,
when we were about to get on the ship, the transatlantic cruise or whatever.
yeah, that was
And
fun.
I had to stare at that the whole trip. And I got home and I bought one and I have it right here.
You love it. I love
I loved
mine.
it
Mine
so
is in
much,
the
and I had to
corner.
stare at that thing, and it was like, I I need one.
I also got Chantel ribbon
Oh,
packs. You
love the
got the pink
ribbons.
one, and I got the
The
teal one.
teal. Yeah,
I had a
that
little bit
seems
of panic
accurate.
attack though, because I was not like thinking exchange rate in my head. And so when I like went to check out, the total was like way higher than I thought it would be. And then I realized, oh, these are Canadian dollars. This is different than US dollars. It's fine. But Angela got some stuff too. She got like a glow in the dark quilting panel that she'll
Oh,
have to do
fun.
something with at some point. But
I have some glow in the dark thread that I used to quilt one of our Halloween quilts.
yeah,
And that was super fun because on my machine there, it's like right behind me. That's why I'm pointing there.
yeah.
Um, it has the black light that you can turn on for
Okay,
when
so you
you're,
can see
yeah.
it as you go.
So when I was like quilting it, I'd turn that on every once in a while, and it was like it was super satisfying to see. Oh, and my mother-in-law owns a black light uh, that she like brings to hotel rooms.
Oh, I have one too, but it was to find like where dogs peed on the floor.
Yeah, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
I think hers is to, well, somehow we've acquired this, and now I keep it in my sewing room because if you're quilting and you're using like a light thread and it like matches or whatever, you can shine that over that and you can really see very clearly like what
where
you've
things are.
quilted.
That makes
So,
sense.
hey, something worth a quilting fact for you. It's actually very handy to have. So I keep that in my sewing room now.
The last time the kids found the light, we were probably like prepping for a storm or something. And Adam's like, don't shine that anywhere. Like, we don't want to know. They'll just live in ignorance. But
Right? We don't want to know, Remy, what you've done.
he turned 9 this week. All the dogs have birthdays in August, and he's the first. And
Aw.
and Adam was like, one last year, buddy. I'm just like, don't say that about Remy.
Ben was really ill last week. He was doing
How is he
really
doing?
bad.
I know you're worried about him.
He is really turned around some, but he just started eating maybe 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So he went several days without eating. He must be down to like 6 pounds
Oh my
from,
gosh.
and he was 9 pounds
I mean,
before.
he's a little dude.
He's a little dude, but like he went from little to bitty,
Yeah.
his little bones are sticking out of his back, but he was he's having some liver issues. And we're not really sure because it's like, how much do you work up on a dog that's 16, right?
You
You
don't.
make sure that you're supplementing and you're doing whatever to make them comfortable, but like I'm not getting you a new liver, dude, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's not gonna work. We're past
um,
that point.
right. But it doesn't seem like it. I mean, he's turned around with the special liver whatever and with the antibiotic and stuff like that. So he's more himself. And he's a very dramatic little man. He belonged to the theater in a previous life for sure. But he was not even, you could tell he wasn't pretending because it wasn't like he was suffering and then all of a sudden he was on the sofa and then he's suffering,
Yeah.
like he just wasn't
Something was
moving.
seriously going on. And it's
Um,
hard, like when they get to that age. Like we had one eat carpet at that age.
Ew,
And it's like, I mean, like we took her to the emergency vet right away and they got some
she's
more out of her.
insane.
But like within 2 weeks she was gone. Like it just, but are you going to cut open a 16-year-old dog to get all that out, not knowing if there's something in there?
And
No,
well, and
you're not.
senile enough to eat carpet, you're kind of like, well,
Well,
if I start eating carpet, Stephanie, it's time for me to go.
our vet was like, it was like commercial grade carpet that I have in my mudroom. And so it was like a long strand that kind of came out. It wasn't like the individual bits.
Oh,
And
like a Berber.
kind of,
Sorry,
but it wasn't
interior
Berber.
design speak.
Yeah, it wasn't a Berber, but it behaves like
But it
one.
wasn't a cut
Yeah.
flush.
And so the vet was like, sometimes, when it's time, they know and they do dumb shit like this. Because they know it's time. I've had enough. I'm good to go now. Yeah. And I was like, well, my 5-year-old is going to be very upset, but
Mm.
the dog's name was Twilight Sparkle. Yeah. You can tell what era we were in when we ended up with that dog.
Oh, I
But
mean,
we adopted her. She had been born at a local no-kill animal shelter, and she had gotten turned in to the county shelter. And whatever number was on her tag um, was no longer functioning. So they couldn't find her actual owner. And so the no-kill
oh,
shelter came and got her. And I walked in. We were there to pet cats with my 5-year-old daughter, Angela, at the time. And
you're like, that one had to come
and
with
I walked
us.
back. She had had her 15th birthday in the shelter because she was born there, so they knew her exact birth date. And I was like, "You're not spending one more night here in the shelter. You're coming home with us."
Oh,
So I told Angela, I was like, we might have her for a month, we might have her for 6 months, and we had her for almost a year, and she was just devastated. That was the one where I had to find a Cocker Spaniel, black Cocker Spaniel stuffed animal that I bought on
yeah.
Amazon from like England to
We
come
had to have
over.
this
It was
conversation
so
because we
expensive to
had
send
lost a
over.
dog.
Yeah. And then we put her collar on there, and Angela still sleeps with that thing. Still does.
Oh,
So,
or Twilight
but
Sparkle.
we
I
we
did
just
not
called
know
her
the dog's
Twilight.
name was Twilight Sparkle, though.
Well, we just call her Twilight because she was
Well,
black,
yeah, I mean, calling her
but
Twilight Sparkle every single time would be complicated.
she was like a Cocker Spaniel mix, we think, but because her hair wasn't Cocker Spaniel E
Yeah.
exactly, like it was straighter, it wasn't like the fluffy curly, but
God, this grapefruit is really the worst.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I mean, like, there's also thread all over it.
Oh
Sewing
goodness.
problems.
I know, right?
Oh, do you ever accidentally eat a thread?
I'm
Like,
sure I have.
I get it stuck in your, yeah. Like you go to, it happens to me more often because I'm English paper piecing all the time and I have all these little, like, these
Tiny
little
bits.
ends.
Yeah,
And I'll, like, yeah, eating thread.
it happens.
It happens.
It does.
That's the life of a sewist right there.
It is.
I'm just happy to actually be sewing something, although I wish I could be done with this
My
already,
back
though.
is not used to fussy cutting. It's like if you see me doing this, it's because I'm popping it, and it's just
I know.
like,
I keep on doing like, I gotta like let my head.
I know,
We're
but
falling apart.
we are. How did this
But
happen to us?
your kids start school this week?
I get a half day Monday, and then
Okay.
they're full days the rest of the week. So that's very exciting for the Seving household. Very, very exciting. Although I told my husband he injured himself very conveniently because I was very concerned about having to work all week with the kids home. And he ended up being home. He worked as much as he could in the mornings, but my husband is a UPS driver. So when you impale your middle finger with some fork
It
prongs
was
in a freak accident while opening the silverware drawer, yes, it sounds as crazy as it was. Um,
it was a gross picture.
it was a gross picture. It's still very gross. And the earliest he's going to get cleared is like Wednesday afternoon to go back to work. And so, yeah, it's just like, yeah, it was a good week because then I just had my mornings to kind of And Angela's at the age where she will sleep as late as you let her. So I just have
Oh
Billy
yeah,
farting
Hazel's
around the house.
there.
Yeah.
But JD
DK
doesn't do
is
that.
wondering if you have a sewing chair, is what you're in, or if it's just it looks like a Papazon chair. Chantel. DK's wondering if your chair is a sewing chair. Oh, I think Chantel
I had
froze.
to specify that.
Oh, there you
Um,
are.
but it's um yeah, it's just like a fold out chair. I like it because I can fold it up if I have like a big quilt on the frame, but most of the time I don't have a huge quilt on the frame. I have something small. So yeah, it's just like a little fold out, kind of like a Papasan chair, but it has like the perfect amount of lean,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like you're not stuck upright, you feel loungy, but your head isn't like way back or anything.
Adam had one of
But
those
yeah, it's actually a
chairs
children's chair.
when I first met him, and it was like impossible to get out of. And so
Wait, what
it
was
basically
it?
Adam had a chair like that when we first
Oh yeah,
started dating. It was impossible to get out of. So it just kind of became like a dog chair to hang out in.
Cubby likes this chair, so
Yeah.
oh,
We had a
sorry,
blended
had to think there
family.
for a second.
We had a blended family even when we were dating and engaged. Did I ever tell you the story of how we ended up with Einstein? Or did you
No,
even know we had an Einstein? So
I
I
didn't know
got,
you. I see. The funny thing is, I don't know a lot of the names. Like I know these stories,
well,
but
we've
like I
had
need a
like
timeline.
I literally have had almost a dozen dogs between foster and adoption because my husband and I used to foster and then we would adopt senior dogs and dogs with disabilities and stuff. So I had Sophia, who I got as a puppy in
Mhm.
like February of my senior year because my parents were like, as soon as you know you're not moving back in our house, you can get a dog. So I started my job at the Quad City Times on a Monday. I'd picked the dog up on the Sunday before. And I was very excited about this puppy, Sophia. And she was my baby, like flat out. She literally had a baby sweater that I put her in, and I would like hold her like a baby. And then I thought Sophia needed a friend because Sophia was a wild and crazy dog. And so I got a 2-year-old dog that she had been a breeding dog, and I knew she had spent some time in a horse shelter. But basically, I asked all the right questions and was given all lies. And
Oh,
so like she wasn't supposed to have been bred, but then when I took her to get fixed, they're like she's gonna need some extra care. She's had a few litters. I'm like, this dog is 2 years old. How has she had litters? But anyway, so it was just she was like
and that
never
was Lady.
she was that was yeah, that was Lady. She lived till she was 15. She never was a normal dog ever. Like when I got her, she was terrified of everything. She didn't know what the sound of plates being put away was, like when you were
Oh, poor
washing
baby.
dishes. She didn't. She was terrified of the floor. So like she decided that the crate was good, the bed was good, and the couch was good, but anywhere in between it was like the floor is lava. So she would like scurry
Oh
from the
no.
bed to the couch and back again, like she was going to get swallowed up and eaten by the floor on the way there. So she came a really long way, but that dog was never normal. Not ever. I had her for 13 years and she was still a weird little dog the day she died. But she loved me very dearly. And so I have these two dogs and I'm dating my husband. We're engaged at this point. And I kind of unofficially had the pet beat when I was at the newspaper. So there was an adoption event going on. I went out there to cover it. And there's one dog left. And it's this very hairy, very oversized male Cocker Spaniel with fleas. And I was like, Adam, you gotta come meet this dog. And we're bringing Lady and Sophia. And he's like, I'm gonna go to show you how to leave with that one. That dog knew who he needed to impress.
Oh, yeah, I remember this
Goes goes
story.
straight up to Adam, snuggles up next to him and looks at him with these big eyes. And he has this white hair. He was a party Cocker Spaniel, so it's white with light brown. And the hair was just like sticking straight up like Einstein, the scientist. And which is how he got his name. And we never cut that ever. We always left it long so that he would
Leave it
look
crazy.
ridiculous. And and So he had to go into work and I was like, I'll take him home with me. He's like, no, that's my dog. I'm gonna come get him after work. And I'm like, okay, fine. Because we weren't we lived on the same block. Like I could walk to his house, but we weren't living together yet. And he's just like, this is my dog. Like they were so buddy buddy. They loved each other so much. And within like the first week he had him, he gained like 8 pounds. I'm like, what are you feeding him? He's like, hot dogs every day. And I'm like, oh my
Hot
God, you
dogs.
cannot give this dog hot dogs every day. He's already fat. Like he can't do it. So that was his buddy. That was
Hot dogs.
his man. But he was like 7 when he got him. So we didn't have him that long. But that's like one of the dogs. Like, you have dogs that just like leave an imprint on your soul. And
That's my Henrietta.
that was one for him for sure.
I mean, all the dogs we've, we haven't had as many, but
Yeah.
Henrietta was we only had her for 5 years, but man, that dog was hilarious.
I don't even know if we had Einstein for 5 years. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I know he died the second time I was the Observer editor. It
Oh,
was
I thought
before I
you were
had
gonna say the
kids.
second, like he died the second time. Like,
No,
I was like, wait, why?
that poor dog. I thought he had, this was so sad. It was so sudden. I thought he had arthritis because it was like spring and it had been rainy. And so we took him into the vet and like the blood levels were off a little bit, but like not in a
Mm,
concerning way. And I got home from work and I was supposed to go in afterwards. I was going to change and then go in and, work at the student paper because I was their advisor at Augustana College.
yeah, I forgot.
And the he got off the couch and just collapsed. And
Oh
I was
no,
like,
cardiac arrest kind of thing.
well, he was bleeding internally.
Oh no, poor
And
baby.
so the levels from like the afternoon to the evening were like horrible. So then I'm having to drive him an hour and a half to the emergency vet that can see him and do surgery. And Adam's just in the back seat, like knowing he's saying goodbye. It was so sad. That's how we
Oh
ended up with our first basset hound because Adam was just like beside himself with grief, searching Pet Finder for dogs that look like Einstein. I'm like, no, you cannot. You're not going to
no,
replace him. Like, there's no way. Like, that dog was a once in a lifetime dog. You have to get something different. So that's how we ended up with our first basset hound. But night night, Brittany.
hey Brittany, I was
But anyway,
frozen, huh?
you were for a little bit, just some smidge.
You froze for a second too on mine, so I couldn't tell if it was me or sorry.
Who knows?
You gotta get your stretches in, people.
I
Sewing
know.
is not a injury-free type activity. I gotta
Or
wiggle. It's been an hour. It's time to wiggle. Oh my God. I don't think my shoulders move that way anymore.
15. I have 15. So technically, if I do, I think 3 more, I'll have the right amount.
18.
Yeah.
For what?
Hang on. Just to have the same amount as the other fabrics I
Mm.
have. So,
I'm gonna say that doesn't like make them an even amount in a well, it makes it
well,
even, but not
so
like
I have
three,
two darks and two
three and
like
six.
mediums.
Okay.
So I think I'm just gonna have her make 4 patches because I feel like that's like some good dopamine situation for her
Hmm. A
and
situation.
a situation that you should copyright that.
Yeah,
Could totally be a thing.
it's a good
Stephanie is on
situation.
number 3 of High Noon.
I'm on one grapefruit still because but I had some earlier and this is
Yeah.
the last grapefruit high noon is better than one pomegranate tequila high noon.
Yeah, I could see that.
Ooh. They
Yeah,
have
no.
grapefruit tequila ones too if we really want to go to a
Oh
place.
no, I drank that. That's what I had at the wedding I went to. And I was just like, well, it's free.
Oh, this is really not.
Ah, put it on a shirt. Situation.
It's a situation.
Yeah, it's a situation. That would be a good shirt. I could see that being popular, like a quilt con situation.
That'd be good.
Situation.
It's a
Situation at a
situation.
quilt con. I've actually done things with fabric for the entire life, Chantel.
I know, I
Are
did
you
too. And
proud of
now
me?
I feel like I'm gonna pay for it for the next like week.
I know, like I'm doing
I'm
this
out of shape.
too,
I
and
know.
I'm
We're
and
gonna
I'm
be like
looking at
it is an aerobic show
and
now.
I'm looking at myself in the movie and I'm thinking I probably should be wearing a bra if I'm gonna be doing that on live on the internet.
It is moo moo.
Moo moo. I mean, I already like was indisposed for God knows how many people on the freaking Novelry Live earlier this week. My gosh.
Oh Lord. I think that's hilarious.
Oh, it was
Which moo
mortifying.
moo?
That's the first question out of your mouth. Oh, goodness.
I had
Comfort
hopes it wasn't going to
over
be the pink
quality.
one, but you know,
It totally was the pink one.
it is the pink one.
Totally was the pink one.
And
The,
not
which one
not
makes me look the
possibly a
most
blouse.
like an Italian grandma? That would be that one.
It was that one.
Like a fat
Oh my
Italian grandma
God.
with my glasses on
Potato
and my
mama.
hair looking ridiculous because I was just trying to get it out of my way, not paying attention to where exactly it was. My goodness.
Ugh, potato moo moo mama.
Mortifying.
Oh my God.
But oh
Well,
well.
I mean, considering that they were worried about, I mean, you have some situations in your book that are, potentially upsetting. It's a book, right? Like, and then
Oh my
there's these
gosh.
people that are worried. Yeah, you know what I'm going towards.
I had another thing too. I had a minor freak out. So there's like a major, major plot point in my book that carries through all three books
And
because
it can be a sensitive
it
subject.
severely impacts my main character. And so and it's at the very end of book one. And like you suspect it's coming because she's been dreaming that this is going to happen for like the entire second half of the book. But it's kind of a sensitive situation. And so she spends the first half of second book like coming back to herself and like mourning this loss. And then it comes like full circle at the very end of book three. And so it's important. And I'm on this Zoom and it involves like a very sad death. And I'm listening to someone saying like, what do you feel about like an animal dying? And everyone was basically like, save the cat. And I'm just like,
Save the cat. Don't
I'm
let the
gonna
cat
do
die.
way worse than kill a cat. I'm like, I just totally make my like book completely unmarketable because of this. And so I was like posting in the chat, and thankfully a couple of writing coaches put in and was like, no, it sounds like you really thought this out really well. It's integral to the character arc. It's fine. It's accessible. And other people were like, I can deal with this kind of death way easier than I can an
And a
animal
cat.
death. Don't kill an animal, but you can kill any type of human you want.
I
And I'm
mean,
just like, why do we feel this way about ourselves? It's like you cannot handle the death of a fictional animal, but do whatever you want to a
not the
human being,
cat.
and we're
Not the
fine with
cat.
that.
Not the cat.
Oh
Can't let the
goodness.
cat go.
It was hilarious. It was just the most hilarious discussion, but it totally made me second guess like everything
You're
I had done
like,
with my
I
story.
don't know. I don't think people are
I'm
gonna
like,
handle it well. But
and
okay,
basically
what there was
the
that
major
movie I Am
consensus,
Legend.
yeah.
I
Oh,
got
with the dog,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I actually left the theater in the middle of that movie because I just knew in my heart that it wasn't going to turn out well. It's the only movie I've actually ever left. I left John in the theater. I went home and picked him up when it was over. He's like,
It was
nope,
that bad.
nope,
Can't do it.
nope, not doing it, not watching it. It's too creepy for me. It's too upsetting. Nope, I'm not. Nope, I
So
left.
I'm Adam is currently reading The Art of Racing in the Rain, which I think is by Garth Stein. It's been a while since I read it.
Oh,
And
I haven't read
it
it.
came out a really long time ago, like before we had our children. And I was at a quilt retreat listening to
Hmm.
it on audiobook while I'm sewing. And I'm literally surrounded by like 20 women. We're all sewing. I'm bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. The dog is just dying. And
I'm
I
like
just like
crying, just
I just want to
laughing
let
so hard at this.
everybody know that like it's okay. I'm not losing my mind. It's just really
It's
like
a
and
book. It's a
it's a
book.
book. It's a book. The dog died, but the whole premise is dog thinks that if he's good enough in this life, that
Don't
he
tell
will be
me.
that he'll be reincarnated as a human. And so he's just trying to be a good dog so that he can come back and live his life as a human. And
No,
it's
no, no,
just
you're
like
breaking me.
it's such a good there's a movie too. And with Amanda Seyfried and I forget who the male actor is, but
If he's a good dog, he should come back as a dog, like or a bird that lives at Disney. That's what I want to be.
no, he gets his wish. And but it's so sad. It's just so sad. But
Aw.
but yeah.
Put a sticky note over your camera on your laptop so it won't happen again. Yeah, I'm
Oh
buying
God,
you
it
one
was
of those
so
things.
boring. I have sticky notes. It's fine.
No, no,
But
no. They have those little things that you like stick on your camera and you can,
I felt so dumb. I was just like looked at it and I was
or
like,
maybe we could get
oh,
you a moo that isn't pink.
fudge. I was just like, oh, fudge. Like,
Oh,
but
you
that's not
didn't
what
say
was,
fudge.
I did not say fudge. Not one bit. I said fudge right now because we're live on the internet.
Oh, like that stops us from so many things.
Oh my God. So if any of my quilting audience ever reads my book, they're gonna be like, oh my God, Stephanie has a phallus mouth.
She uses quilts inappropriately.
There's only three. Oh, we didn't tell this story. Oh, so my
Oh, this
was
story, this is
talking with my
good.
parents this week, and I was telling them about my online writing course, and I hadn't really told them about it. As I don't, it's weird to talk about. Like, it's fine talking like randomly on the internet for people to listen to. It's
Like
very different
talking to your
talking
parents.
about your parents. Like, I'm writing a book, and because it's like, yeah, I'm writing a book, but like, is anything ever going to come from the book? But anyway, so my dad goes, they answer the phone as a team. So if I'm talking to
Oh
one
my
of them,
God,
I'm
this is so
talking to both
weird.
of them.
My
My dad
my
goes,
in-laws do that too.
I know, it's like a thing. Like you hit a certain age and you just, it goes on speaker and you talk to them as a team.
Even
And
when they're at Walmart, they'll answer it like on speakerphone, and you're like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I know. It's like, we don't say anything you wouldn't say to both of them. And my dad goes, is there smut in this book? And I'm just like, a little. And then, and then I'm like, and I'm like, it's not FaceTime, so I can't see his reaction. I don't know if he thinks this is funny or not. And I'm like, Chantel's offered to create a censored version for you guys. And, and my mom goes, "Do you think I haven't read a book with sex in it before?" I'm like, "Well, I think it's probably a little different knowing that like your daughter
Wait,
wrote it, and it's probably inspired by something that happened with your son-in-law."
but that part didn't come out, right? Or did you say that?
The second part didn't come out. The inspired part was only in my brain. But
Okay.
that would have been the inner
So
character voice.
really funny.
But I'm just like, oh my God. And then I was just like, I'm like, let's change the topic. Because I'm like, I don't want to have this conversation
I mean,
anymore.
I'm still gonna censor it, but I'll put two post-it notes. I'll have one level of they're kissing here, and then I'll put like they're kissing intensely in another level. So she can you can understand a little bit more of what's going on. It
Look, I will tell you all without telling any plot points that I sent Chantel a scene once. It was only a page and a half. And
was great.
I thought that it was like a well-written scene. And Chantel replies back, I almost peed my pants. I laughed so hard. And that I was not expecting it to be funny, but apparently it was just way too close to home.
It was just so
Oh,
accurate. You know, when something is just so accurately descriptive, like the
portrayed.
movie Parenthood, how everything in the movie Parenthood is just right on for what it's like as a parent, almost to a campy sense, but not
Yeah,
really. That's how that felt.
yeah.
Like,
And she goes, did you have to interview your husband about this? I was like, I have been married to the man for
I know what
over
he's thinking.
15 years. I know exactly how this goes.
I know
And then
exactly
and
how
then
it
she's just
goes.
dying laughing even
I
more
was
after that.
dying. It was really on point.
Uh,
It was so on point. I need water. I am like energy drinks and grapefruit high nooned out.
well,
Ugh.
go get some water. I'm currently turning everything right side up so that my
Okay, I'm
toddler,
gonna go get
toddler,
a
she's
water.
not a toddler,
Everybody
she's
go take a
5.
potty break.
I know, right? We have a code. If I say I'm going to go by the Lenny, that means one of us has to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, so
The Lenny is the APQS long arm.
I'm gonna go check on the Lenny. But yeah, I'll be right back.
But yeah,
You just
so
talk away.
what is everybody working on? I feel like we didn't answer
Actually,
that
I can
question
still
at all.
talk to you. I just won't be right here
You can. You can definitely
because
try it.
I had to buy new AirPods.
Her dog ate. How many times has Cubby ate an
I'm on
AirPod?
my fourth pair of AirPods.
That's a lot of AirPods.
Now, to be fair, Annie
I
ate
would have
one.
switched to the $20 headphones a
Okay,
long
you know
time
what?
ago.
I did that this week. I
Yeah.
got myself a really cheap pair, and you know what they sounded like? A really cheap pair.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're not great. Suzanne asked if my husband has read any of the books. So my husband has heard all about the book. The reason
But he
why I
doesn't
am
know.
now on a writing course is because I can only have so many conversations with him about whether or not my character has agency at this point in her decisions because she doesn't have all the information. And I can't do that. And I can't bug Chantel 10 million times a day either.
I'm
So
not a master writer or anything
yeah.
like that. I'm going to be
So
able to.
yeah.
I mean, she thought she was writing this one part that was really serious, and I was dying laughing. So
Well, I didn't intend it
clearly,
to be serious. I intended
well,
it
not
to be kind of
serious, but
like,
like
yeah,
it
sexy.
was not supposed to be as funny as it was. But there
Well,
are
but now
things
I
that
know that
you
it's
go to a
flippin'
professional
hilarious.
for.
Now
Just
I
like
know
you
that
all
it's
come
flipping
here
hilarious.
for the quilting advice.
I know, right? But actually, this week though, so I had to write what they called the plan, which is like a synopsis and like a hook, which is like a 1 to 2 sentence, description of what's happening. And my husband has won writing awards, multiple writing awards. We both have. We in our careers as journalists. And so, we were workshopping like tightening up like the hook together and we were workshopping titles together and I still don't feel like I have my title, but I feel like I have the best version of it for the moment. And so I'm good with like stuff like that with him. But I don't know, it just feels weird to do that. Like I was in a Zoom this week where we had to like just talk about our main plot points and I've never done that with people who are not like my friends or family. So that was really weird to do like in front of strangers. And I it's interesting when you hear other people's perspectives because like one of the things that people really like was like my twist at the end and to like set it up for the sequel. And I was like that is not at all what I thought was the most interesting part of that. But so it's kind of fun to get other people's perspectives and be brave and put yourself out there.
In a moo
And
moo.
yeah, in a moo. Oh my God, that was embarrassing. But I feel like, I don't know, like probably the way I felt when I was very early in my quilting career, when you have major imposter syndrome and you're like, who am I to say that I have this YouTube channel and this pattern and everybody wants to do the thing? And like, why does everyone want to do my pattern as opposed to somebody else's pattern? Like, I feel like that's where I'm at right now in it.
Well, you never wrote something like this. I mean, you were in
No.
journalism, but you weren't necessarily, a creative writer by trade.
No. And I mean, I went to a conference once on narrative writing, which was really fun. Um, and I spent, so like in narrative journalism, you basically tell a real story, but you write it as if it's fiction. So I spent, there was this drag bar in downtown Davenport, and I was doing the arts and entertainment beat at the time. So like my job was bars and bands and stuff like that. So I spent so many nights backstage at the drag show and wrote this piece that I was really proud of. And Like it talked about how um oh gosh, the favorite line, I still remember it. It's been at least 18, maybe years since I heard this, and it was like cover girl, don't cover boy. And like I still remember that quote to this day. And like I remember the guy like putting this like fan over his hair and then doing this like spray to like fix his hairline because he had a widow's peak. So like to be able to describe that as though like you're there with them, that was really a fun experience and I think really helped me
It's almost
prepare me for stuff
theatrical,
like this.
not just
Yeah.
drag, but like to be able to write something that's real as a story.
Yeah, very much. So it's fun. But
I
yeah,
uh
I don't
I
know. I
went
don't know
all
if my husband will read it. He's not really a reader, but
he's a writer but
yeah.
not a reader, huh?
Suzanne, I'm warning you right now. The very first word my character thinks in her head is an F-bomb and she uses them a
This is
lot.
the
So I'm
fudge
just gonna
word.
tell you that.
It's the fudge word.
It's not, it's the four-letter version of it, however. But
Yes.
yes. I see your
All right.
bananas behind you.
Some of my bananas.
I have officially cut all the things
Whoa.
that I need to cut to sew with my
Okay.
child tomorrow.
Apparently I can't have this plugged in at the same time. The ring light cannot handle that weight. Yeah, I have my bananas back here.
I noticed that. What did you quilt on that?
Graffiti all over. It's just
Do you ever do this where you end up like this is the same print and I have now I'm gonna be stuck.
what do you mean?
'Cause no matter what, no matter how I arrange this, I'm gonna end up with those two prints next to each other. Okay, let me do this. Where's my
Oh,
camera?
oh,
So I'm just
oh.
kind of gonna have to deal with that. It's fine. It's Lily's first quilt. It's gonna be awful. It's okay. So ah,
Such a supportive parent. It's fine. It's Lily's. It's gonna be awful.
it's her first quilt. Whose
She's
first quilt is good?
5,
Especially
you
when you're
know?
5. Angela made placemats. That's what she did the first time. We did quilted to go placemats with um
Like a stitch
two
and
and a half
flip
inch strips.
kind of
But
thing.
DK says I should be an educator teacher. That's actually I considered that. I considered doing high school English teacher, and then I thought that I would probably hate it because high
Well,
schoolers
you
are
were doing
weird.
college,
Well, I
like
did for a while. So I did that.
helping with journalism and stuff like that. So
The kids
not far
always
off.
won record numbers of awards when I was their advisor, which is really awesome. But in order to like really teach at the college level, which is what I would enjoy, I don't think I would enjoy anything lower
Yeah,
than that. I would have to go back and get a master's and a PhD, and I'm not doing that at 40. It's not going to happen.
no.
So, but
We're praying the book just works out and yeah, my God.
honestly, if I could be a mildly successful author and then like get on staff at a place like the Novelry, I would be like,
That'd
that
be
would be
great.
awesome. Be awesome.
What am
Because
I
I
going to
do
be when I grow
love
up? Since
working
we're
with people.
figuring this out now.
You do need to have that. Chantel and I had a midlife crisis when we were on our cruise about the middle of
Yeah.
the Atlantic Ocean, where
It's
we were
okay. They had
asking ourselves these
sandwiches at
questions.
midnight.
They did. We got that, and then we got some chocolate cake in the middle of
We
the
ordered
night.
the chocolate cake and it was
We paid
not
ten
enough chocolate
dollars for the
cake.
chocolate cake. I know, because they give you actual normal portion sizes, not the American portion sizes.
Yeah, well, I was chocolate cake at like 11 o'clock at night. Clearly, the portion size needs to be large.
It was way past 11 o'clock at night. You and
No, it
I,
wasn't
you and
because we
I
still
were
went to midnight
not
sandwiches.
we were not medicated, or at least I wasn't medicated properly. And
I'm like, well, maybe.
and we had been drinking and we were in the missed our kids because it was the longest we'd ever been away from them. We're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and I had just spent a ridiculous amount of money on my stupid bug infected bug bite
Oh
and
my
was
gosh, your
questioning my life
spider bite.
choices. Oh my gosh, do I still have a scar? Nope, it healed. I don't have a scar anymore from it. It was
You
giant.
should,
It was like this
should get a little
big on my
tattoo of
hand.
a spider on
It
there
was so
forever.
bad.
It was
And
gnarly.
we both were like, what are we doing with ourselves? This is not how
What
we
are we
envisioned our
doing with
lives.
our lives?
And we're just like losing our minds in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We were fine the next day, but that night
Yeah,
we
no,
were
we were
both just
totally, I
like,
mean, We let the
I don't
tears
know.
roll, and then we're like, okay, all
You
better.
know, I considered it quite the feat that I made it through an entire cruise without needing a Xanax. I thought that I did
That is
really
pretty
good.
good.
Because
There was a drink package. That
I
helped.
did that. I took advantage of the drink package a
We
lot.
weren't bad though. We could have really taken advantage of the
We could
drink
have,
package, but I just
but
needed like a little at night to.
yeah,
And then I fall asleep like this. Apparently,
every day, fully dressed in her clothes.
just like this. Like I'll go to sleep in this. I just
Oh,
I love
you're
sleeping in a
hilarious.
sweatshirt because I can cover my eyes.
I don't know
And then,
how you manage that if you're actually perimenopausal. I have to have
yeah, this
the
is going to be
least,
hard for me.
I need to have the least amount of clothing possible.
I have eye masks though. I keep multiple eye masks, as Penny calls them booty masks.
Booty mask. Why does she
Boost,
call it
boot
a booty mask?
because it's
Where
supposed
did
to
that
be a
come from?
beauty mask.
Oh,
But
okay.
she call
I
it
see.
doesn't come out beauty mask. It comes as booty masks.
I love it when they mispronounce things.
It's
Lily
so
still
good.
says how does she say it? I may be too many high noons in to recreate it properly. Yeah, I won't. So it's a combination I
I
will
will
and I
not.
won't. And so she's trying to say I won't do it, but it sounds like she's going to,
I
and it's just
won't.
so funny.
Penny
All
says
right.
blana instead of banana.
Oh, that's funny.
Blana. Which it seems appropriate because bananas are very bland. So blanas.
That's funny.
And for a long time, she couldn't say the word yellow and it would come out yayo.
It's so fun. But then they just
Yayo.
stopped
You'd
doing
be like,
it.
yayo blanas.
So in Italian, um, grandpa is no no. And so that's my dad is no no.
Hmm.
And for a long time, Lily would say Momo. And it was the cutest thing. And then one day she just stopped.
Oh,
And I think my dad would have been Momo forever and loved it. But it
oh.
just,
Yeah, I know. They just grow out of the things that they say.
I know.
And one day they say it right. And then it's like, well, I mean,
I
yeah, I
know.
don't want you calling it a blana in fourth grade, but like
I
a
know.
yayo blana.
This is true. So true. But it just is like, oh, you're growing up.
Yeah, her booty mask. So she'll pull out my little masks that I keep a little pile of them that I sleep with next to the bed in my drawer. And I keep a couple of them because I'll like lose them in the middle of the night and then I'll grab another one and I'll throw them in the wash. And so now she takes them out and she puts them on her eyes or whatever and she sits in bed and she
That's
like
so
puckers
funny.
up her lips. So I have my Gucci mask. And I'm like, is that
That's
what I look
adorable.
like?
Maybe.
And then she pushes it up here and plays on her tablet in the bed.
That's funny.
Yeah, her booty mask.
That's hilarious. I love it.
She also talks about us going on holiday.
Oh, does she watch like Peppa Pig
Yeah, a
or
lot of
Bluey?
Peppa Pig. And
Yeah.
now she calls it the toilet
At
instead
least
of the
it's not the
potty.
Dunny. It could be the Dunny.
I know. I feel like Dunny would be kind of cute though. But yeah, it's the toilet. Now she's
Dollar
very
Bucks.
proper.
If she says dollar bucks, that came from Bluey.
I know the
Yeah.
dollar. I know my Bluey
Yeah.
fluently. John has multiple Bluey shirts. They're all like
Multiple.
multiple, like
Adam has
three.
Bluey pajama pants that Lily picked out for him for Christmas.
I had Bluey pajama pants that were like a size big for me, and now they're John's. John stole my pajama pants.
That's not fair. He's nowhere near your size.
Well, I was bigger
Well,
and I
that's true.
bought them big, and then he lost weight, and so he stole my pants.
I need to get back to the gym. I really need to get back to the gym.
Tangent, 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 tangent.
Basically, as soon as I started reading the book, I stopped going to the gym. I need to get back into the gym. But
You had all the ideas flowing
well,
when you would work out.
I also started working full time. That had something to do with it too. But
Yeah.
that'll do it.
Yeah, that would do it. That is a huge time sink. I don't want to call it a sink, but
I
you
mean,
know,
it is. It takes a lot of time, obviously.
it takes a lot of
But
time.
I've been doing pretty good though. So I've been getting myself in a routine where I get
Hmm.
up at like 6:30 in the morning, I read whatever I wrote the night before, and then I do my work for the day. And then when I get ready for bed, that's when I write something new or edit something new because mostly it's
Yeah.
editing at this point. But
Well, and you did put in for that, what is it? It was like a contest or whatever. When do you
I
find out
did.
about that?
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
sure
I found
that's
out there were 22,000 entries into this. So if I win, it means I'm good. I have no hope of even making it to the short list. Like I'm not
1,000.
even 22,000. Thousand. Yeah.
Who are reading all of these things?
I don't know. I don't know if they had to hire people or what, because I my guess is it was more than they thought they were gonna get. But it was $100,000 prize. Anybody will spend $15 entry fee for a chance at $100,000 prize to
Wait, it was
write their book.
$15 entry fee and there was
Yep.
still 22,000.
Yep.
What is the math on that? Holy
They
moly.
made about a quarter million after the prize money is when you do the math. However, they have some really high up judges. Um, like, gosh, I can't think of her name, but one of the actresses from Girls is on there. Julia Roberts' niece, who is in like Scream Queens and American Horror Story
Whoa,
and
yeah.
has like a production company. Like she's one of the judges. So like the life author of Life of Pi is one of the judges. So even if you don't win, the connections you could potentially make if you're shortlisted are significantly worth it. So yeah.
So we
However,
named people.
if I do get shortlisted, y'all are getting an email to go vote. But I don't know that that'll happen. We'll see. But
That's it. Oh, how
all
many
I have to
books do you
do,
think are published in this genre every year? Not self-published,
I
but
have no
like,
idea. All I know is at the end of July, I joined right at the beginning of August. And at the end, last day of July, they put out everybody who had publishing news that was a novel or graduate. There
mhm,
were more than half a dozen people who had either gotten deals or gotten published. Like one of the people who got published um, wrote Six Wild Crowns, which became an instant Sunday Times bestseller in London.
mhm,
So, like, obviously they're good at what they do. And if you put the work, I mean, I'm only going to get the out of it what I put into it, is how it goes. And
right.
I think the journalism background is going to help significantly. Because, like, I saw
Well, I
somebody
don't doubt
today.
that you can do it, and I don't
No,
doubt that you're going to get out of it what you put
it's
into
more
it, and
the
I don't doubt that
mindset.
you're going to put more into it than others too, because
It's,
that's how
it's
you
the,
work.
it is how I work, but it's mindset, I feel like, too, because like there's three classes that you do, and right now I'm signed up for two, and then I want it once I get through those two, I'm going to sign up for the third. And the third one is like somebody who is an editor at one of the top five publishing companies goes through and gives you line by line edit on your book. Like if you were going to actually submit this, this is what we would like to see. And so somebody got theirs back and they were like totally dejected at what they saw, and this is where I think the journalism background comes into play because I feel like writing can always get better. Plot can always get better. Your characters
Right.
can always get better. And I am not offended at all if somebody takes red pen and inks the shit out of my document. That to me is encouraging. I'm like, okay, well, I'll take this. And I mean, there's going to be some stuff that I'm going to be like, no, this has to stay because this is foreshadowing. But for the most part, like I've been ripping apart my own stuff. Like
Yeah.
I was telling Chantel, I have to leave my second book alone for a while until I get the first one done because it has blown up well beyond what anybody would publish in terms of word count because I just keep going back and messing with it. And but like I would go through it, I'd be like, this isn't good enough. and I need to show not tell. I
Right.
and so I show and I have something that's significantly better than what it was to start with. And every time I go back and do that, it's like the more you quilt, the better you get. The more often you're doing it, the more that muscle memory is there. It is just it works very much the same way. The creativity, the
Hmm.
risk you're willing to take, it's all the same and it all coordinates from one to
It's
the other.
calculated
Yeah,
creativity.
exactly. So I think probably what I'll do is, I basically just doesn't scare me to have somebody who has been here before because it's all best-selling authors and
I always
award-winning
feel like
authors
if,
who are teaching this. And
yeah.
if they're like, hey, like this isn't working, I'll be like, cool, let's make it work. Like
Have you
that's
ever
the
tried to
attitude I
like
have.
clean up somebody's rough draft when it's really terrible? Like you can't even
Oh
write the
yeah.
red pen on it because it's just so, you're like, well, I can't even start with this. But then you have somebody's work that's actually really good, and when you can put in input, you feel like
Hmm.
you're helping them, and I think that's what you're kind of talking about
Well,
is
and
that
that's how I
that
was
that red
with my
pen is
students.
is
Like,
like
like,
here's some opportunity for you. Whereas if you have just a crappy draft and there's not a lot you can put in there except a note at the top that's like you need to relook at this.
yeah.
Like there's nothing to grow off of because it's so terrible. I remember having to read people's drafts and it's just like there was a difference between somebody who put the time into it
Hmm.
versus somebody who clearly didn't have a place there.
Well, and whenever I taught my journalism students, there was a lot of red pen. And I actually was deliberate in getting different color pens because red pen is like a scary thing.
It's
So I
mean.
would I
Yeah, it's
would do
like
like
yelling.
I would do
It's
like
like
neon
cats.
pink or neon orange or something like that because it's like I want you to take this and apply it and think about the questions and
Hmm.
some stuff it's like just reword this, move this around, the style's wrong. That's easy fixes. But like I would I would mark that up because it doesn't do anybody any good to be like, "Oh, it's cool." Like that you
Yeah,
don't
well,
learn
and
from that.
sometimes
You
things
don't
were
grow from
so
that.
bad that I felt like you almost had to say,
Yeah.
it's okay. But really, it was like, you have no hope.
Well, and like
It's not going to get better.
that's very much how I am when I'm teaching quilting too. Like, I'm in constant motion, you saw me.
Yeah.
And that's how I was when I was on the cruise ship. And they were laughing at me because they were always like, whenever I would come by, it was when they were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing.
You're
And they
like,
were taking a
she caught
shortcut.
me.
And I would be like, and there were things where I was like, there are points where I'm like, does it bother you? And if it bothers you, then yes, redo it. And then there are times when it's like, that's going to be a problem. We
Like
need to
that's
work on
going to
that.
exasperate
Yeah.
and just be grow and be a much bigger problem later on, which is the thing about quilting,
Yeah.
right? Like something I have like these samples up on my walls. You can't see them from the angle I'm at, but I have a whole bunch of 9 patches up there
Hmm.
that are just me going through and practicing over and over, making sure I have that 1/4 inch seam with
Hmm.
ironing correct
Yeah.
because I was playing on the brother machine when I got that and I wanted to make sure like where is that 1/4 inch, like is it perfectly
Yep.
on, and with the way that I'm going to iron it, which sometimes I iron to the side and sometimes I iron open.
Depends on how,
But I wanted to like test drive. So I must have like 5 or 6 9 patches over there that are just me going over and over and over again, trying to like wiggle around and determine what's going to work.
hmm
Um, I can't make anything out of them. Some of them are too small and some of them are too big. And I mean, if I make something out of it, it's going to have to be something about this big because that problem over and over and over again with all those pieces not being the same
you
would
could
just
stash
compound.
it, you could stash it and then cut them all to the same size.
They're a reminder more than anything, and they're cute. They're
Yeah.
a reminder. Test your stuff out before
Yep.
you go and exasperate a problem over and
I
over again
totally get it.
because that makes a big difference. And something
It
like
does.
that, if you're consistent in
It's
your
fine.
straight lines, it's not going to really be a problem. But yeah, I was just trying to figure out on that machine. And actually the next time I quilt on that machine, because it's been a while, or when I patch work or
Hmm.
whatever on there, I'll probably have to test it again because
It really is the more you do it. I mean, at this point, my muscle memory with sewing, like
well, and you know your machine really well. This
I
is a
know my
newer machine
machine,
for me.
like I'll be fine. Like I could go and do the hardest damn thing and I would be fine. But like I've written easily probably 900 pages worth of stuff since March. My writing, and I was a professional writer for 5 years, plus had internships at very high publications. I worked in DC for an entire summer. Like I was good at what I did. And I was good at what I did in marketing too, and I did a lot of writing long before AI. Still, significant improvement. The more you do it, the better you get.
Well,
It's
and you went back too. You were telling me
yeah.
that you went back into things and you see it differently
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. Like I'll
And
look at stuff and I'll be like, you know what, this paragraph where we're kind of talking about something that happened and we're
mhm.
thinking about it, let's show it. And it makes it better. And it makes the love story better because you see them falling in love as opposed to them thinking about the things that made them fall in love. And
Well, it was like when
and
we
now
were
I have
reading
too many words and
Agatar.
I gotta pull it in.
Yeah,
And so
when we were
it's
reading
like,
Agatar, it's like how many times can Rhysand pick a fleck of dust off his shirt? Like there has to be something else for him to do every time he is bored,
yeah.
right?
Well, you know
But
how hard it is to describe somebody talking in a different way every single time.
oh, I'm not asking for it to
Oh
be
my
different
God.
every single time, but I mean, it didn't have to be the same every single time either.
I know. It's hard. It's
It is
really hard.
hard. And actually, it became just like a thing that he would do. And so it was kind of
Yeah.
okay with it. But yeah, I
Some
mean,
people
people have
say
habits.
that Rhysand picking the fleck of dust off is like him trying to like remove his memories of his time from under the mountain because he still feels a little dirty for what he had to do to protect his people. So some people argue that.
I think they just said it too many times. They're
Yeah,
just working it.
I know. It's hard. What I was doing tonight, because I'm kind of taking a break from writing anything new because I put way too many words into the my like pretend project in between, is I was as right now I have to pick a writing coach, and so I'm reading everybody's works before I pick a writing coach so that I know like who I think I'm gonna jive with the most in terms of
Hmm.
genre. And because romanticy, like wide spectrum. Like there's no
Right.
vampires, dragons, fairies. There's none of that in my book. It's just medieval times with indoor plumbing and some magic. And so I I'm going through that. I'm deliberately slowing down. So like today I was writing from like different one scene where my three point of view characters are in the same place for the first time and it's a high stakes scene. So I was writing it from a different character's perspective. And then
Hmm.
I'm going to do it again from the third character's perspective to kind of help me get the inner voice down. Because I have the outer voice down, I think.
Hmm.
I might change my mind on that in like 2 weeks. Who knows? But for right now, I think I do. And it's like to understand who they are, what their motivations are, like what are my inner insecurities. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
that I
you said
don't
it
show
was
to
a
the
fun
world.
exercise though,
It was a
because
really
you
fun exercise.
made
But
you think a little inside out.
absolutely, because I had already written it from um basically two characters are inside the wall of a siege and one is on the outside. And so I've written it from the one on the outside because he's the one who has to
Hmm.
get the information that is not great news from the two characters who are on the inside of the siege. And so he's trying to figure out what's going on. And he's And also, I need to also start to show that two of the characters are probably better suited to each other
Hmm.
than our
There's like
original
a
love
kind of a
interest.
changing of
There is. And but I need to do it in a subtle way, kind of like in A Court of Thorns and Roses, where like when Farah is thinking of when the bog is coming, and
Mhm.
Lucian says, think of something pleasant, anything else to so you don't think about it. And she starts to think of starlight. Well, that immediately tells you she was supposed to be with Rhysand all along, right?
Yeah, hope we're not like
And
ruining it for you guys.
sorry, guys, but
Oh,
don't don't get any Tamlin tattoos. Just don't do it.
just don't do
Um,
it.
don't do it. But
Don't name your dog Tamlin.
there's all
Don't.
kinds of moments like that when you do the reread that you can catch. And so these are the types of moments that I'm trying to introduce where it's like, well, these characters are
Right.
really
You're like
better suited to each other than
tucking coins in the pockets.
exactly. And so
Little details within details so that little
so I
treasures to be found.
I just want them to see that these two characters are really very similar, that they understand each other pretty well. Um, Even though in this first meeting they
It's not
absolutely
going
hate
well.
each other. It goes horribly.
Not going
As
well.
bad as you could possibly think that it could go.
I love how we
But
were like, we have this is our, quilting live, but we
it goes all over the place.
we're so over the place.
This is
Yes,
what
it is.
happens when Stephanie is cracked her fourth high noon.
And it is late and we did so.
We did. Well, I cut things, but
Well,
oh,
that's
Suzanne
like
finds it interesting, so that's good. I'm glad you enjoy it. Suzanne's the only one still commenting.
it's
Oh,
okay. You know what
all good.
though? We're not alone and
We're not,
everybody's used to the regular banter and so it is what
but
it is.
it's fun.
Everybody's
But
involved with it. I mean, we have to send out advance copies for friends.
for sure, for sure.
I like
But
how I'm like, we are going to have
we
to.
are
I'm
going to
like,
do
no,
this.
this is up to you.
I'm gonna need to hire you as my social media person at some point. That's what's gonna happen.
I'll take care of it.
You're gonna be the one creating my videos with the little screen grabs of the funny scenes
Oh
and the
yeah.
spicy scenes. That's gonna be your job.
When I'm not writing post-it notes for your parents, but yeah.
Apparently my mom can handle it, Chantel. She
We'll
thinks she
have to get them
can.
separate copies.
I don't know what she's gonna think when they have
Your
no
dad's
strings
copy, I'll
attached
just
relations,
straight up with the
which is
whiteout
very
tape.
opposite. Oh God, I don't know what they're gonna think.
The post-it notes might not be enough for your dad. I literally have to just go over it with.
So I wrote a trilogy in high school, which I've not looked at it, but it is in my basement. My sister somehow ended up with it and saved it for me. And I know it's wild. But anyway, I remember describing every single kiss as long and full on the lips because I was like 16 and had very limited kissing experience. And that was the only way I could think of describing a scene.
Their scene. Oh my
Every
God.
every single one. My grandmother read every single one of those books. Every single one. But
Can't wait to read it. You
I
should
don't
submit that
know.
to the Novelry.
God, no. Oh, it's
Just
probably
you're
awful.
like, it's just moo moo stuff. Here's my
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
it'd be so funny.
Hilarious. Oh God.
I had an awful idea. Let's not
Long
do
and
that.
full on the lips. That is
Long and
funny.
full on the lips.
But no, I totally grew up in the house where like, you know, sex is for marriage. You don't have it before marriage. And
We don't
not
talk about it, even when
none
it is in
none of
marriage. You
none of
just
my characters listen to any of that.
no.
It's going to be interesting to see what they think someday, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
You're like, but I'm like 40. It's
I'm
fine
40.
now.
It's fine. Nobody cares. It is what it is.
You just, we'll put a
Oh,
disclaimer that it's only for people 30 and up or something.
I
Must be
don't know.
married to read this.
I love like so I do most of the time when I'm working like for my day job. I am at the coffee shop when I'm doing it. And so it's also a bookstore. And there's like dark romance 18 plus. And I have not read any of those. Not at all. Except for the
What
vampire
was
book. Definitely
that?
counts as
There
dark
we go. I
romance.
was wondering when you were gonna pick up on that. It's like, oh, I haven't read any of those. I read that, didn't I?
It starts off as dark romance and then it becomes not dark romance.
You know, you haven't given me a book recommendation lately. I haven't
What
been
have I
getting many
read?
book reports.
I'm going through my Audible. I am almost to 400 titles on my Audible. It's ridiculous. They're not all mine. A good chunk of them are kids. Um, so The Serpent and the Wings of Night is really good. Plus The Ashes and Starcursed King is like it's a duology.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I
I think I already have those actually
it's
because they were,
Carissa Broadbent. She just came out with
yep.
a new one. Um, so I have not read number three in that one, but the one that just came out is essentially number four.
Okay.
And the
I can
first
see the
two,
cover in my
yeah.
sleep at this point.
So the first
It's a good
two
cover.
have like one love interest. And then from what I understand, one of the characters who is like the main side character, it becomes the main character in three and four. And
Okay.
so I bought
A
three.
side
So
quest.
The Serpent and the Wings of Night is really good. Um, I started it and then I put it down on like chapter two and
I
got into
remember
a
you
bunch of other
saying that.
stuff. And then when I picked it back up, I finished it within 2 days and was up till
Oh, this
2
is one
a.m.
of those
reading
ones where
it.
you didn't go to bed on time.
This is the one where I was lying to my parents about what time I went to bed the night before because I was
This
at
is
their house
funny.
when I did it.
She was
And
ashamed because she
I'm
stayed up
40 years
reading a
old
book. And then
until 2 in
her
the morning.
parents are like, "You look tired." And she's like,
I was like, and so
"Oh."
I lied and said I was up till 1 in the morning instead of 2 in the morning, like I really was up, because I was waiting for the two characters to finally do the deed, and it took until like the second to last chapter practically. And then I
So
was
she
like, well, I
finished the
might as
book.
well finish the damn thing now. And then it left off on the biggest flipping cliffhanger
Just
known to
learn to
man,
not
where
finish chapters.
when you know that like this is what gave me like permission to end my first book the way I did it, because you end it with them wondering, is this female main character going to fall back in love with
Like, what's
the
going to
main
happen?
character, or is she going to murder him? It could be either or. You don't know.
We have all went to bed wondering the same thing in our own relationships, huh?
This is
Will
this is
I
at
wake
a
up and love him, or
this
will
is
I
much
still
higher
want to kill
stakes,
him?
significantly higher
So,
stakes.
yeah. But at least that's a character. I mean,
So you have Araya, who is the adopted daughter of a vampire king, and
Okay.
she enters,
Adopted daughter of a vampire king. Okay,
it's
sorry.
like vampires meets Hunger Games,
Okay.
because she enters this competition that's only held once every 100 years. She's like 24-ish, and she's been trained to fight basically since he took her from her home that had been destroyed.
You don't have to go into all the details. At this point, I'm probably going to jump into it. But
Well, at
what is
this
the vampire thing? I mean, all of these vampire books.
I don't know. It's hot when you
Vampires
fight
kind of creep
somebody
me
and you're
out.
doing it, I guess.
They kind
It's
of
like back to True Blood, I suppose.
they kind
I've
of
read
freak
all
me
those.
out. Like,
Well, yeah. So she grows up
aren't
her
they
whole
kind of the
life.
bad guys? I mean,
Not really. Well, they are kind of in this. It depends in this world. But she grows up her whole life like being told, you're not safe here. I'm the only one you're safe with. It's her adopted father. And so she enters this competition. And if you win it, you get to get a wish granted by the goddess who is the one who created all the vampires. Her name is Nyaxia. So they have all these trials, and
is
she
she a
finds
vampire too?
herself. She is not. She's a human,
Okay.
and humans are not treated very well, but she's a very formidable human. And so she goes through all these trials, and there's two different well, there's four different factions of vampires, but really there's two that are at odds with each other all the time. One of them
Okay, so Harry
has,
Potter.
yeah, one of them has like plain wings, like you would think of as a bat, and the other one has feathered wings. So
Okay,
basically, the plain wings and the
s-
feathered wings don't like each other, and
so
they're constantly vying for
ACOTAR wing
power.
differences. Got you.
Yes. So her father is a plain wing bat kind.
So we have a Slytherin and a Gryffindor
Yeah, pretty much.
winged difference
Yes.
factions.
So
Got you.
good night, Suzanne. Thanks for chatting with
Good
us.
night, Suzanne.
So she is in this and she ends up aligned with one of the Featherwing vampires. And she ends up, they're very attracted. There's lots of angst. And this is what I was staying up until very late at night for it to finally happen. And then something wild and crazy happens with the twist at the very end that normally when I read a book, I know how it's going to end by about midway through. I figured it out who's done it or whatever. I did not see this coming at all, period. Like it was
Okay,
like
don't tell me too
so
much
wild on there.
because
I'm not going
then
to. It's just it's freaking wild. So then the next book picks up right where it's left off and you have to figure out are these two gonna like be endgame people or are they gonna murder each other and you really don't know.
or end game.
And yes, like what is
End
it gonna
game
be?
or end game.
So when I got back into town, I like did not pass
Oh, this
go
is the
get my
one where you wanted to
$200.
stop and buy
Yes.
it
I stopped and bought it on my way back into town. I made sure that we left my parents' place in time for us to get back
to
in
go.
town for
I
us to
remember
buy the
this.
sequel. And I read that sucker in one sitting. And it was so good. And I just re-listened to it. Because when I read books, I'll like read it. Usually I do the audiobook first and then I read it on the page second and I like study it. And but it was so good. But I was asking them because I not only bought the second book, I bought the rest of the damn series, Chantel. The
How
whole
many books
thing.
are there?
There are, well, there's like a half one. And so I think there's like four or five total in this
Okay.
world. Um, and so I asked, I was like, hey, if I start three, am I gonna want to like murder myself for until four comes out. And she's like, yeah, don't start three until four is ready to come out because it leaves it on just as much of a cliffhanger. So four just came out like last week. So
So now you can move on.
I can. However,
But will you? You
eventually,
have other
yes.
reading.
So one of the
Ooh,
things I'm
pretty
learning,
book.
if this also is something that if you ever want to write a craft book, this is good information to know. So when you are pitching to any type of publisher in any type of
Hmm.
capacity, you have to have something called comps. And I've had to do this for all my quilting books too, where you're like, this book looks like this book, and this book, or it's a combination of like Game of Thrones meets Fourth Wing or something like that.
Right.
Or it could be like, I want to do a baby quilt book. Here are five other baby quilt books that will look like. Here's how they're selling. They're all recent.
It's
Because,
almost like real estate where you're like, these are
yeah,
the
it's the
comparable
comps. It is.
houses.
Exactly. It's exactly like that because you want something that is selling well currently
Right. Like,
so
are you
that,
out of market? Are
yeah,
you,
exactly.
are you too niche? Is it saturated?
Yeah. So that is absolutely how that works. And that works for quilting books too. Every single proposal that has ever gone through for any of my quilting books is the comps as part of it. So I wasn't thinking about it in terms
Mhm.
of, fiction, but I'm very familiar with the process because I'm on my fourth quilting book that's coming out
Oh,
here soon.
Barbara's got to go to bed too.
Barbara,
Everybody's like,
Barbara,
oh, we're tired.
everyone's had enough of this. But so I today I
We
was
haven't
like,
had enough of us.
my book doesn't have fairies, it doesn't have dragons, it doesn't have, the main things that
Yours is
no
like
vampires.
a
And so I was
dabble
like,
in the fantasy part.
yeah. And so I was like, and there really isn't that much magic in the first one because she doesn't know what the hell is happening to her. Like we
Hmm.
start to get more explanation of it in like the very end. And
Right.
so I was like, is there anything that's like medieval with a little bit of magic? And so I've heard of T. Kingfisher. She's a
Does
very
it bother
well-selling
you that
author.
the Kingfisher and
A little
Kingfisher?
bit. It does a
Yeah,
little, it's kind of weird to separate that. But so this was recommended by the bookstore today,
such
Atlas
a pretty
Collective.
book.
It is gorgeous. Look at that. The sprayed edges are
Oh,
so cool. So,
I love
but
how
this
people
one,
have taken to the art of like the beautiful book.
this is the wildest. Like I've read a page and a half of this, but essentially there it's medieval times. This woman has just inherited a ton of money from her uncle, great uncle,
Mm-hmm.
and she is going to kill herself because her family is so insane about trying to get this money from her that she thinks that's the best way to do it. And it sounds like she draws a sword, and it turns out the sword is an enchanted sword, and there is some sort of magical guy who is tied to it who has to defend anybody who wields a sword. And I think
So it's the
her and
genie
the
of the
guy and
lamp.
the sword, yeah, basically. And I think they're going to have a love affair along the way. And so this is my next read. I've kind of started it, but
It's such a pretty book. What does the hard cover look like without the book
that's a good question.
cover?
Ooh, look at that. It's like embossed and shiny. Look at that.
That's pretty.
It is pretty,
I like
pretty.
a pretty book. The
I
thing
know.
is that I really don't read my paper books, which sounds awful. I read my Kindle books. I like to hoard digitally so it doesn't look so bad.
I
Too
have a
bad
lot of
dolls don't come
digital.
digitally
It's
and fabric
significant
doesn't
amount.
come digitally. And I get the audiobook, but if it's a really good book, I buy the book and it sits there and it looks beautiful.
It's called a shelf trophy.
Oh, yeah, well, I have a lot of shelf drawers.
I've totally been there. I like to do the
I,
audiobook first,
mhm,
and then I
usually
read
I
it
do
on
too.
paperback. And then if I really like it, I do the graphic audio too.
I move on to the Kindle version after listening to the audio. If the audio isn't going fast enough because I'm far too interested in the book,
Yeah.
but usually the audiobook is like the right speed for me, and that's fine. And I'm no
I
literary genius or anything. I'm not reading a book four times over to pick up all the details of it, unless you're talking about the book The Alchemist, which I would happily read that over and over and over again in many formats and think through it because
I
I love that book. But
so I still have not listened to the graphic audio of Onyx Storm
okay,
because I'm
I'm
not
still not
ready.
to Onyx Storm.
I'm not ready to hurt myself again.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna save that until like, I mean, I bought it. It's on my Audible. I'm gonna save it till like right before whatever the fourth one is comes out, and that's gonna be like my refresher, and then I can
That's fair.
immediately like move into it because then
I'm
I can
like,
find out what the hell Zayden did and
I don't,
why it's happening.
I just, I'm at a really good, like, put the book down point, and
Are they nice
I
and
mean,
happy right now?
things
Having
are
their domestic
generally
bliss?
like they're lulling. I got about 6.5, 7.5 hours left
Yeah.
in the audiobook.
The last 100 pages in that book are like,
In
oh my
that's an
God.
iron flame or whatever. And then
That one, Iron Flame, I felt like when that one
I'm at a
ended,
point where I want to
I
put it
didn't
down,
feel like
not
I was
because
still
I'm
mad.
done with it. I'm not done with the book by any
Yeah.
means, but I know that it becomes upsetting to
I don't
you.
feel like I was upset at Iron Flame.
No, I
I
know,
wasn't
but at
even
one, but
upset
it gets
in
you into
Onyx
Onyx
Storm.
Storm, and
Yeah.
Onyx Storm leaves you in a
With a
big
broken heart.
cliffhanger. And so I'm
Yeah.
like, how far on this hike do I want to go before there's a point of no return? I'm in a nice little like rest area right now in the book. Okay.
You're
And if I
hilarious.
keep going, I'm going to be at the summit and I'm going to have to sit there until somebody comes up with an oxygen mask and takes me back down in another year and a half when the other books come out. So I don't know if I want to do
Apparently,
that to
it's not even
myself.
on the plot board. So I followed
Ugh.
Rebecca Yaros
See, I'm already
on
upset and
Instagram.
I'm not even reading that yet, but
All of her kids, she's only 5 years older than us. She's my husband's age, but all of her kids are like
ugh.
in college or like leaving college. So she like took the entire summer off so that she could just spend it with them because it was like one of the last moments that they could all get
Yeah,
together,
well,
which
I
I
mean, I
totally get
can't
and
blame her, but like
understand.
you have to write books for us. Like, stop
I
what you're
know, right?
doing.
So
Your
she like
family.
she she put this list of like what she's working on, and so like
We're
plotting
shortlisted.
plotting the next one is on there, and so it's happening. It's I'm sure she's gonna. I saw a clip of her that she had done the synopsis for all 5 books before she was even done with Fourth Wing, the first one,
Hmm.
which I totally get and understand because I've basically been doing the same thing. Because I'm like, I need my characters to end properly and have my arcs be complete, and but
Yeah,
it
I
makes
don't know.
sense.
I can't. I
This is why my second book has ballooned up so big to where I know I need to pull crap out because I need like the world expands in each book and I need them to be able to, in the third book, get more people to
literally
come to their
expands.
side. It does. Like literally, like we are in one location for the entirety of book one. We have a
Hmm.
couple of different locations with other courts all kind of in the one location, the one
But
central
how many
location.
times can you explain a gray brick battlement?
It's not so much that, it's the people because there's like
Well,
different
yes,
provinces within the country. And so my main characters are from the two biggest and most
but like once
powerful,
you expand
but there are
characters and
others. Yeah.
locations,
So
it
in
gets
book
big.
three, they need to get more people onto their side. And so I kind of want to introduce some of these people
Hmm.
in book two, but not in a way where we like see them and then they like drop off for the entire half of the book. And so like how integral do I want them to be in book two? And so these are the things that
Right,
the
and
decisions I'm thinking of.
who
And
gets to
sometimes
come
I
in book
think
three?
like I think I went too far with a couple of them and I need to pull it back because I think she revealed things that she probably wouldn't reveal. I think I need to have her be a little bit more reserved, but we can still have these other people in there. So,
Yeah, you know
but
your
yeah.
characters pretty well at this point. I think
It's interesting. It
they're
feels very
people.
much, honestly, it feels a lot like when I'm designing a quilt pattern because like when I was designing and much faster process though for me because I have done so many quilt patterns. But like I would put something out and I would put it all together and I would think, no, that's not quite right. And then we, go back to the drawing board and redo it. And sometimes I scrap totally. And I'm like, this is not working. And like start fresh. And it feels like a very similar process where like you tweak, 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 and you're like, no, that's too much. Let's dial it back. And
And that's a
like
process
creatively,
you're
the brain
comfortable
works
with.
the same.
Like
Very much. It's just a
I,
different word way.
yeah, I wouldn't do well with that. I like to I like to have a plan before I make a plan, you know that. And then I go by the plan if I can, and then I squirrel out and nothing goes according to plan. So yeah, the idea of even making a quilt pattern and like it's overwhelming.
Mhm. I typically, for the first half of my career of designing patterns, I did not have a pattern written when I made the quilt. The pattern came after I made the quilt. I only switched when I started using outside tech editors for everything
Hmm.
because I needed to give them time to do what they needed to do. And so I would write
Right.
the design always came first. That always came first, but the actual instructions on how to do it, that I would always at the first half would do at the
Yeah.
end. And
I guess what I'm
now
saying
I
is
had to
that
do it first.
I have trouble trusting the process because I haven't done the process enough times
Yeah.
to like, I want to have a plan for my plan, but like, there is a certain amount of like, you gotta let the juices flow.
hmm
That's called anxiety for me.
So one thing that I'm really taking from this that I think works for all creatives,
Hmm.
because I definitely felt this whenever I was designing as well, is they're like right for 1 hour a day, no more, no less, which I don't always stick to. Sometimes I'm in the zone and I go longer, but they're like, you need those other 23 hours of day for your brain to do something else so
Right.
that it can, in the subconscious, be thinking about whatever is happening. And
You
then when
always
you
did
come
that
back
too.
to it, it'll be there. And that's how it was when I designed quilt patterns too.
Or the fact that Penny had like the worst first potty training day ever, woke up the next morning, didn't have an accident
Exactly.
all day. It
That
was
kind of
like
stuff happens.
she needed to sleep on it after ruining every piece of upholstery I had. Penny is my child, by the way, not my
Yes.
dog.
Yes.
Um, the neighbor has a dog named Penny, so between the two of us, we're always like yelling for Penny out,
That's funny.
It's great. Yeah. Dude, I'm getting tired.
Me
Oh,
too. I
I
have
think
a
it's time to
timing to
call it.
finish. I can't not finish it. It's like it's a sin to not finish a black cherry. So I
It
will
is.
be up
I
doing
mean,
that
I
early.
finished my grapefruit.
I feel like is not a sin. But the black cherry you gotta drink. You gotta drink the whole
I
black
feel
cherry.
that.
Alrighty. Well, we actually did things today.
We did some things. We talked through some
I gave you
things,
a good book recommendation.
but I need to go use my Lenny.
You, me too. You're like Araya. Araya is also a foul mouth,
Oh, well, that's good.
something or
I
other.
like a good
The thing,
one.
this drives me nuts, and I understand why they do it. Last tangent, and then I'm done for the night. Every single female heroine in this somehow can kick ass and take names, but she's like short like us and like 5 foot. And the male lead is
Hmm.
always like a foot and a half taller than her. And I'm just like, no. If you're gonna kick ass and take names, let's look like we're gonna kick ass and take names.
Right. That
Let's
actually
look like
makes
it.
a lot of sense. Not
Yeah.
like
Like,
I'm a chihuahua and I'm gonna bite your ankle off.
yeah. Like my character,
No, I'm a Rottweiler. It
when
just
I was
happened to be a
doing that
female Rottweiler.
POV switch,
Hmm.
um, the character that's outside the walls is observing the female character, and he's like, she looks like she's trying to figure out how to kill me with her bare hands if she needs to, and she 100% is going
Is like
over
figuring
different
it out.
combinations that she could use to choke him out if she has to. Like that is absolutely going through her brain. But he's 6'4", hugely heavy and muscled. She's 5'10", leanly muscled, but also quite strong and formidable. This is
Hmm.
not like me,
But not like
short
five
Italian
one.
lady thinking I can take this dude. Who's he to think I can,
It's not
No,
a
I wouldn't
sauce
stand
making
a chance.
contest.
I would not stand a chance, not one chance. But if I had 10 inches on me, maybe, maybe.
Maybe.
And I was still 21 and fit, yes, I could
Yeah,
do it.
okay. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. That's the main thing. All right. Well, that's it.
Wow.
Bye, everyone. See you next
Bye,
week.
guys.
Bye.